recording.
Alright, welcome to Blades and Blasters. This is going to be a campaign of Rogue Trader, which is an older, I think from 2007 or 2008 rule set for Warhammer 40k. I've got Rogue, Doc, Bo, and Tet as my players. I am Ghost, I'll be running the game. And yeah, we're just gonna get down into some good old 40k. This is kind of like more adventurous. Still combat, of course, because it's the Grim Darkness, but this one is a lot more open-ended than your usual 40k fare. So we'll just get into it. I'm gonna read a couple of handouts to start. I'm gonna turn the music down just a little bit on my end. I'll share these so everyone can see them. Everyone see that?
Mm-hmm.
It is said that in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. This is a lie. There are many things in the far future, though grim and dark as it can be. There is the misery, of course, which touches all eventually and unevenly. The rich wonder at their empty cups as the servants that pour their amasec wonder at when they will eat their next meal. Commanders concern themselves with maps where they move soldiers like pieces on a regicide board, those pieces being thousands of souls sent to their violent doom. High towers and half spires look out over the slums, where the bones of the dead are fed to grinders, which then feeds their still living neighbors. But even in this misery, a good deal of it intentional, but even more of it a consequence of grim reality, one can find glimmers of decency. A survivor of a void shipwreck, which ought to have claimed the crew in totality, ever endeavoring onward to find what family he has left. A survivor of deception, his reputation destroyed and his elder brother left dead, his house in tatters, and yet he still clings to the promise of a brighter future. An unfortunate soul who would have been butchered or press-ganged for the violence which he only knows how to deliver. This unfortunate ending avoided by the machinations of a man who saw all of his potential. And that man himself, that savior, who, in spite of being forgotten and abandoned by a noble father, crawled out of the bloody gutters of Footfall with nothing but his fists, wits, and an unbreakable will to survive. These stories are not those of heroes in tradition. There are no knights in shining armor, no lawful good, no untainted spirits in this ugly future. All things reek of blood, no matter how brightly the gold shines. But in this, all things are united, and all suffering is shared. It is the common cause which binds us all to suffer, because as we all know it, we can all understand it. To suffer is binding, and to suffer is to know what all galaxies' people endure. Endurance lets us overcome the darkness. It gives us a chance to change our future. Change may not always be good, but in that change, whatever it is or wherever it comes from, there is a glimmer of something that shines beneath its surface. That glimmer is hope, and it will take strong hands to claim it. Share this one with you. Everybody can see the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Vecus Kaedren, Lord Captain, former Astra Militarum Commander, Great Warrior, Gregarious Guest. Fool, wastrel, butcher. It is a tainted legacy weaved by the late Lord Captain Kaedren. For all his decency, he carried double the faults and had 2 enemies for every friend. And yet, he inspired loyalty, because his men knew that he had suffered along with them. In the darkest of times and in his conflicts, he suffered alongside them still. But his greed and lust for all things gold in life sealed his doom. The trade went wrong, a boarding action commenced, and so many thousands died. It is perhaps justice that Kaedren himself perished as a consequence of his actions, though that so many others did is regrettable. His actions also had the effect of disenfranchising his brother, Vernius, an ever-loyal and capable man who became the scapegoat of his brother's demise. His ship, the Fickle Witch, also lost its navigator. Lord Tiberius Carsova of House Carsova was known to be capable and skilled with a blade. Warp creatures took him by surprise during the ambush, an unfortunate and grim fate. There was not even enough of him left to be buried. A successor was selected as part of Vecus' last will and testament, and he will serve whether he likes it or not. These two souls coalesce on the planetoid Brasecca, a planet run by the noble family of House Vicarian. Damaran Vicarian is a distant blood relative of House Kaedren, and, per a recently acquired will and testament, stands as one of 4 candidates to inherit. He has graciously offered to host at his palace, of which refreshment and merriment shall be provided for all involved, prior to a vote to determine Vecus' replacement. The party shall conclude with the burning of Vecus as per his demands, his ashes to be stored on the Fickle Witch's crypt. Vicarian is quite certain he will be elected owing to his many accomplishments and good governance, but would not dare to dispute the will of the deceased Lord Captain. One of the potential inheritors arrives by shuttle after receiving passage from a free trader. House Kaedren's fortunes are so diminished that the Fickle Witch remains its only true asset, and the inheritors cannot even be provided transit. This would perhaps put off a noble-born son of repute, who would want to inherit such a destitute position even if it comes with a warrant. But one inheritor who comes is not just any noble-born son. He is Vecus' flesh and blood, the only known living son that the Lord Captain sired. He was given nothing, no love, no money, no power. He could only take or find that which so many take for granted, but take he did, and he survived when so many of his friends and enemies did not. And now, perhaps, he comes for what is rightfully his. 2 souls approach a landing pad to receive a shuttle inhabited by another pair. Not one of these 4 knows it yet, but their fates have mingled in the loom, and destiny spins their threads together. On the sparkling, pretty, perfect planet of Brasecca, this landing pad, unoccupied, is about to receive a shuttle. 2 members of the delegation were sent to receive this guest by the palace up on the hill. And these 2, we will start with Doc, if you would like to introduce Saurian.
I'm going to introduce him in kind of a little bit of a flashback here. 3 months back, the air of Port Wander never changes. Stale, recycled, choked with the stink of oil, sweat, and incense. The priests call it sanctified, but I know better. There is nothing holy about breathing the same fetid air thousands of others exhale, trapped inside a station clinging to the edge of the void. I wake up in my cell of the hab, lumen strips buzzing like dying insects, and I remind myself that I should be dead already. Born in the belly of the chrysalis, nearly entombed with it, only to be saved by a rogue trader who pressed me into service like any other piece of salvage. Survival, I've learned, is rarely a blessing. It's a debt. The station teems with wounds that won't heal, merchants clawing over thrones, soldiers pretending their faith will keep the abyss at bay, and voidsmen numbing themselves before marching back into the dark. I walk among them, veiled eyes hidden, though most can feel what I am before I speak a word. Navigators always leave a taste in the air, like ozone before a storm. They need me. Though most would rather die than admit it. Their ships cannot move without one of my kind, yet they look at us as if we were monsters. Perhaps they're right. My blackened eyes see too much, and when they catch a glimpse of them, I see their fear, and I savor it. Here, every day is the same performance. I drift through gambling dens and shadowed halls, waiting for a captain desperate or reckless enough to pay for my gift. Sometimes I hear whispers of my father, though they lead nowhere. More often, I hear lies, promises of fortune, of adventure, of glory. The truth is uglier. Every voyage is just another dance with damnation. I've no love for the Imperium, Its rules or its robed fools. They cast out my bloodline long before I was born. And still they clutch at us when the stars grow dark. Let them choke on their hypocrisy. I'll find my father, or I won't. Until then, I'll sell my curse to the highest bidder and let the void decide when it's had enough of me. But today, I find myself on this platform with a new adventure ahead of me. Looking around, waiting to see where this new ship would take me.
All right. Bo, you are next if you are ready, sir.
Also on the shuttle is Lord Seneschal Vernius Kaedren, brother of late Vecus, butcher, wastrel, and brother. Sometimes wise, sometimes foolish. And the one time capable Vernius gave him the reins, he failed. No. As opposed to the... Is he a voidsman? Is that what Doc is? That's with him? As opposed to the voidsman on the shuttle, he loves the Imperium. It's evidenced by the drip, drop ruby stains that runs down the small of his back. Prior to leaving the fickle witch, Vernius spent several hours praying, flagellating himself, purging sins of the flesh and past misdeeds so that he may build once again the future of his family. Yes, he will put back together the pieces. House Kaedren will return to glory, even if he has to stay in the shadows to make it happen. He stands up from his seat in the shuttle and walks to the nearest mirror. He turns it on, looking at his ruined face. It's crisscrossed with scars. Half of his teeth are missing. One eye is nearly swollen shut, and crisscross sutures go across his face on the left. Still behind him trails blood. I am not charming. But House Kaedren will rise. Be it on the wings of of eagles, or those of devils. He kind of stands up, and you can see that Vernius has a bionic hemipelvis, and one of his legs is completely wrecked. He walks with a shuffle and a wide-based gait using a cane, and on his right hip hangs a Grox whip. Anybody with an astute eye can see bits of tattered flesh and blood still clinging to that whip, no doubt that of his owners. As the platform becomes larger and larger and larger, and as it descends into the pleasure world, into the dens of sin, Lord Seneschal Vernius Kaedren tightens his belt. He will do what needs to be done. He gets ready to disembark.
Yeah, so to make sure I explained it correctly, they actually had you guys ignobly, really, walk down from the palace. You guys are meeting the shuttle. No, that's fine. We can say that was like on the way down before. Yeah. But yeah, they actually had you guys walk down, not the gangway, but there's a long pathway in this very pretty on the outside, ugly on the inside, you think, world that leads down to a shuttle. They don't even allow shuttles up onto the palace. Unless it's the personal shuttle of the Lord, of course, but
yeah.
No
I think that the scene would be very, very cringy. I think they would look upon Vernius kind of with, not with pity, but just with disdain, the way he's limping and trailing blood behind him, and he's so disfigured. He doesn't fit in with this planet.
Yeah, both of you guys arrive at this ramp up to where the shuttle will land. The shuttle is about to land shortly, but you guys have a moment between the two of you, whether you know of each other in passing or have only just met to talk for a bit.
And that's what I was going to ask. Have I heard of him?
I would expect, because there's been a lot of this is a very leading into the gathering, people getting to know each other, schmoozing. It's a networking thing in addition to a funeral, really. There's a lot of noble personages here. So I would expect you've been introduced. Whether or not you talked at length is between the two of you. But you were both sent for some reason this way. Vernius, I imagine you took it upon yourself because this is a potential inheritor and you've already met the other two, of which I'll let you know what you know when you see them. Sorry, and you're not really sure why you were sent down this way, but you were directed to do so by the Lord's bodyguards, Lord the Carrion.
So Saurian is a tall, lithe, lean man. He's probably 6'2", and he's holding his staff. It's a long metal staff with a eye on top of it. His red scarf is pulled somewhat down over his head, covering his forehead, his brow, and he's looking somewhat down at the ground. He's hunched over a little bit, a lifetime of living on ships and in habs and being so tall. He's just gotten in the habit of always kind of being hunched over. And he's holding onto his staff, and he looks over at... is it Vernius? The names aren't on here, so I've
Oh, you guys can't see the names?
I can't see anyone's names,
You
no.
have to click that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the nameplate stuff.
Oh, it's activated. That's weird.
Is it Vernius? Is that what it is? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Just put it in
and
chat.
I look over at Vernius as we're walking down, and kind of nod to him and notice the blood trickling down behind him. And Saurian raises an eyebrow. Does your torture of yourself make you feel better?
Vernius Kaedren kind of stands with his hands locked behind his back. He's clearly uncomfortable, but doing his best to cover it up, as is his custom. He says, "It is not about making me feel better, Saurian. It is about reminding me of past misdeeds, so that I may not repeat them. Did you not feel the eyes on us on this shameful walk, peering down from their high parapets upon a disfigured man and you? I know we have our disagreements, Saurian, but we are more alike than you would think. Both live in the shadows, outcast, yet indispensable because of our talents."
And Saurian gripping his staff. "I always know eyes are on me everywhere I go. You don't have to tell me." And he just kind of looks around side to side with his scarf kind of waving in the wind as he looks around. He tries not to make eye contact with anyone, only because he knows that his obsidian black eyes just drive fear or push people away. So he does them the favor of trying not to make eye contact and look at people directly.
Vernius
You
just
are-
kind of... Yep, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. As you are waiting, the shuttle lands, and the door opens up. A figure steps out. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and introduce Ansel, Mark, and Prettyhead?
Yeah. Something ducks onto the ramp from the inside. It is a massive figure that, when erect, begins to make its way down the ramp. And I mean massive. 9 feet tall, half again wide at the shoulders. It was an Ogren, with a shaved head for a narrow red mohawk. He wears a suit of oversized carapace, and pointed forward is a similarly sized flamer with a massive tank of fuel on its back. Near it is a great hammer, for it to be taken in hand at the slightest provocation. As his eyes scan the near horizon, he thinks back to how he got here. "What a beaut!" he says aloud accidentally, as his eyes peer on the distant palace.
Oh, Luther McIntyre 9 be my home. Hot world. All sand. All dust. All hurt. The heat burn your skin. The thirst crack your tongue. But them things ain't the worst. Nah. The worst is the ambles. Big beetle bug monsters. 4 legs, hard shells, sharp claws. They kill anything they want. But the Emperor ain't here for ambles. He want that shiny rock. Adamantium, hardest rock there be in all the galaxy. Stronger than anything, so we dig, always sweat, always bleed. My kin, they always dig too. All us Ogrins on Luther McIntyre, we dig or we fight. We lot be called the pretty heads. Don't ask me why, just what we always been. They say my great-grand and my great-gramps was the prettiest Ogrins Imperium ever seen. Man was pretty, Dad was pretty, and I'm pretty too. All the pretty heads was. Couldn't let no ugly in the line, so cousins wed cousins, uncles wed nieces, all proper like. That way, we all stayed pretty. I weren't just pretty though, I was a smart one too. Mom made sure I got the bone aid when I was a little one. All pretty heads got one, except cousin Honeygrub. She was pretty enough, but dumb as an amble turd, and smelled worse too. No way I was gonna wed her and get the icky. I got a big brain, and I knew pounding rocks was beneath me. One day, I was on a burning duty. That's when you take your big flame into amble hole and scorch him for the Emperor. But me, I thought different. Look out. Pay good gelt for the amble bits. So instead of burning all, I kept a few alive, took 'em home. Covered the house with a blanket so folks wouldn't hear. Blanket fell down, made me mad. That's different time, different tale. Anyhow, I made friends with a man called Cassian Blackgrave, smart and good and real nice. He wanted amble stew, I had plenty. But the labor chief caught wind and I had live ambles, said I had to give 'em back. Said I lose my burning duty and go back to smashing rocks. I hate smashing rocks. So I smashed that man instead, flat as an amble cake. Felt bad after, so I told another important one. Then he say, "Hawken, you get shot by the pew-pew guns." I frowned. Pew-pew guns can't hurt a pretty head, can they? I was lucky, like always. Cassian showed up wanting his stew. He stopped those important ones from shooting me with their toy guns. Then he asked me to leave and fight for the Emperor at other places. Made me sad leaving kin, but also meant I didn't have to wed Honeygrub. She smelled worse than Amble's socks. So I went with Cassian. He tell me smash here, flame there, and I do it. Smash and flame, best life. I still wonder sometimes which of my amble pets I'll have to eat first. Named them good names. Poop smell bad, Big Ed, and Barfalot. Good 'em all. But amble stew and ale and a good laugh? Well, that's worth a pet. Cassian say one day we'll feast. I believe him. Cassian a good one. And he kind of looks around as he gets off the ramp and stands directly at the edge, obviously protecting the shuttle and whoever's inside.
Yeah, and it looks all clear to you.
Saurian's making his way down, and as he's making his way down to the shuttle, holding onto his staff, he glances under the hood of his scarf, which is basically pulled down over his forehead like a hood, and he catches the shadow of Ansem Arkham Prettyhead, and stops in front of him, and just looks from bottom all the way up, looking up at him. Sorian thought he was tall, and then he sees this guy. Are you to be our guide?
Guide? Do I look like a guide to you? I'm the muscle for the boss man. He coming.
Well then, it's a pleasure to meet you, I would say. My name is Sorian Tenebris. I am the navigator on this new ship.
No.
Do you have any information, any word on who is going to be taking over?
I ain't heard anything about that, but I'm sure it's Cassie and Blackthorn in the back. He's coming down.
Well,
And
thank you, Mr. Prettyhead.
I am Prettyhead. Handsome, Arkin Prettyhead is what they call me. 'Cause I'm handsome.
Bo, anything from Vernius?
Yeah, he's thinking to himself that he's probably about as handsome as he is, which is not much. But he doesn't say anything. He's sometimes is quiet, but the wheel is going in his head and the gears are spinning. He's putting together in the back of his brain the shadow of a plan built from misfits from the ground up. And he thinks to himself, well, it might be unconventional, but perhaps this could work. And he waits for Cassian Blackgrave to descend the ramp.
Cassian, you more or less get an all clear from your bodyguard Harkin, and you may go ahead and introduce yourself as you step down the ramp.
Right. Cassian steps out in his armor. The long coat kind of wrapped around the enforcer light carapace. Long hair, dark. The beard, oily. Las pistol on his belt and a power sword on the other side. He gets out with kind of an air of confidence. He's heard already that Handsome has already introduced him to the others anyway, or his arrival, and he tosses his cigar onto the ground and stomps on it. And he looks to the others. I'm just going to read this little background here. While the Imperium of Man may claim eminent domain over the entire galaxy, the truth is that I was born in a place where the light of the Golden Throne does not shine. It is within the Koronus expanse that corruption, greed, lawlessness, and villainy often take root. I like to say I came from nothing and will one day return to it. Yet, I must admit, I have found a certain stroke of luck within my struggles. I must also admit, I am much more privileged than others, all due to my father. Having a single night at port with a woman he most likely cared less for than a broken plasma sword. Was it the will of the Emperor? I think that a man chooses his own path, and while I'm here, I will carve my path to fortune and glory by my own hand, with the help of several willing and unwilling companions. At least Handsome will be there. My home in Footfall was an exciting place. The scent, like old, violent, biological stank. Yet it was a place filled with danger and intrigue, It was difficult to be bored. My noble blood did give me an edge on finding a group that was crazy enough to follow me. Amid the crawling lights of the asteroid city's marketplaces, where Xeno's trinkets, human misery, and whispered heresies were bartered in equal measure. From the very start, I learned to survive on the fringes, outthinking rivals, outmaneuvering predators, and selling my blade to whoever would pay. My first claim to infamy came when I betrayed a crime baron named Erastus Vanar during a hijack run that turned into a massacre. The deal, meant to deliver the parts for a stolen gravity generator, spiraled into bloodshed. I had a good run of transactions with the Black Brotherhood for quite some time, but it all ended when they tried to intervene and steal the parts. I abandoned Vanar's enforcers to their fate, seizing the shipment and fleeing with my men. The incident left me branded as a traitor and thief when he took the blame for the theft because I returned and sold the parts back to their rightful owner. In one move, I would rise from a common criminal to a keeper of the peace in their eyes. Yet Vanar swore a vendetta that echoes across the expanse. And I think he's going to keep some of this silent for later. He has gotten word that he might get his hands on a trade warrant, and he is pretty much all smiles when he gets out of the ship. And he nods to the others who are there. And he says, "Well met, Cassian Blackgrave."
This ugly one is called Saurian. This one didn't give his name.
Is he Vecus's son then?
That is what you have heard. That is Vecus's son, estranged very far away from the dynasty.
Yeah, does he have any of the look about him?
Oh, yes. And,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'll bring up a picture of Vecus. This was complete coincidence, by the way, that this picture... But, I mean...
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah. So, Vernius kind of sees Cassian Blackgrave walk down the plank, or down the gangway, in the shadow of Handsome, Ark, and Prettyhead. And Vernius looks at his face and thinks to himself, "A spitting image of my late brother. I wonder how many other pups are out there among the stars." Vecus was not one to turn down the company of a woman, but he has a certain swagger about him. If I can harness what made Vecus loved among his men despite his faults, there may be something to work with here. And he steps forward and introduces himself. "My apologies, Olkrin. My name is Lord Shenesaw Vernius Kaedren, brother of late Vecus Kaedren. I'm here to watch him interned and to oversee. What's the name of it? The Inheritance of the Warrant, is that?
There are 4 inheritors, potentially. You know, Cassian is one, Dameron Vicarian, and there were 2 others, a man by the name of Gorman Holverson, who was a free trader captain, and a man named Terrace Amhard, who is a high-ranking administratum official, who have loose ties at best, those 2. Vicarian is at least a distant relative, directly traced on the tree. He's like a 3rd or 4th nephew or something.
Rumors of your, shall we say, noble blood precede you, Blackgrave. And I see it in your face. Are the rumors true?
I'll have to trust your word, Vernius. I've never met him, my father. But you look like a trusting man.
smiles back at you with like broken teeth and scarred face. Yes, wholly trustworthy to friends and family. But I have enemies, Blackgrave, as I suspect everyone here does. We should all keep our head on a swivel. This may be a pleasure world, but it's also a den of snakes.
Well, then we are in good company. I have been privy to dens of snakes all my life. As is Handsome.
I don't like snakes, boss. I flame them.
He looks back at Handsome and he smiles, and then he looks back at Vernius and nods.
Yeah, Saurian steps out from the shadow of Ansem there and gives a slight nod over to Cassian Blackgrave. And good to meet you, Lord Captain. I am here at the request of your brother, and forced to come by the Imperium. I will do what I can to serve you. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, the music was like cutting in and out there for a second. I didn't know if you guys could hear me.
Sorry.
I will do what I can. I'll do what I can to serve you in the best capacity that I can. And he raises his eyes up a little bit, just to meet Cassian Blackgrave's eyes, so that he can see the mutation going on in my face.
Yeah, he tries to hide any unease at the sight of Saurian, because it is a scary looking dude right there. But he smiles and he offers us a hand in greeting, and to shake his hand or whatever the proper greeting would be. Grab the arm. Overly friendly to him, and pats him on the elbow, and says, "It is good to meet you, Saurian. Well, I hope it is me that's accepting the trade warrant. I've heard that there are others in line, and to be honest, my letter I received was not so welcoming."
What do you mean, Cassian?
Well, it seemed that they've already chosen. That was my impression, anyway. It's my prerogative to change their mind. And then he starts to walk towards where they're headed.
A shadow passes over Vernius's face. Well then, it's as I was expecting and also feared. Captain Blackgrave, your bodyguard and Saurian here should accompany me somewhere more private, away from sniffers and snoopers. Rumors have come through my ears, my network of spies. Though Vecus has passed, his body soon to be burned, our crew of thousands is still loyal to me. 20,000 souls who this face failed to scare. And they feed me goings-on here. I fear there's a plot to remove one of the 4 inheritors of the warrant, although I am unclear on the details. I do have sensitive information to relay, but I fear they may be prying ears nearby.
Saurian looks over at you and then back at Cassian. I think he might be correct. This does not sound right to me. The letter I received said there was to be one inheritor. I assume that to be you. Now you say there are 4. Something is not adding up. There's a discrepancy somewhere. There are lies being told. I'm not sure who is telling the lie, but if you are to be our captain, we need to figure this out.
Seems that this will be more exciting than I thought. He smiles. Let's go speak somewhere private then. Bernius.
Yeah, and Bernius, there's a small, basically guardhouse that you just clear out. There's a couple of armsmen in there. They see you come in. They see the 4 of you. There's the impression that is given that, we need to vacate, and they walk out. They recognize who you are. So you're given this space that there are no other ears listening, no other eyes watching, as far as you can tell.
As they're on their way there, Cassian's probably like scanning, cautiously scanning around their surroundings, and he looks over to Pretty Head, and he's probably pretty aware that he has to repeat commands and stuff to Pretty Head at times, just to keep him focused or whatever. So he says, my friend, keep a close eye out for danger.
I'll keep it close. Any danger that comes, I'll be super close. I'll smash it.
He smiles. Smash and burn.
If there's any windows or anything, he's intently staring outside. Very close to the window.
Well, you make an awareness test.
Okay.
First test of the game.
Yeah.
Plus 20.
Alright, let me get this up here. Figure out how to do this. Okay, skills. Awareness plus 20, you say?
Yes.
Boy. Okay. I succeeded.
So you're sitting there scanning the horizon. I'm gonna send you something that you see, so you guys, the rest of you, can go ahead and talk. I'll send it to you on Discord.
Sorian reaches into a small duffel that he has, wrapped around his shoulder, and he pulls a kind of a little data pad type situation out, and he pulls up the message that was sent to him regarding his new position here to show Cassian. And he shows him that Sorian was sent. As you can see, I was requested by your brother before his passing to be the inheritor of the navigator's position. And this clearly states here that there is going to be one inheritor, assuming you. There is no mention. Read these words. None whatsoever of anyone else. I don't know why the discrepancies now. Why suddenly and last minute. But look through. Nowhere in this can you find any discrepancy as that. Make sense of it if you can.
Yeah, and if you show the letter that you have, everyone who looks at it sees that it is. There's no mention of an inheritance, like an inheritance dispute. No one is named as an inheritor, but it is merely a request of service that looks to be more of a demand than a request.
Excuse me, boss, and other ones I don't remember your names. I spot some.
What is it?
Oh, looks like smoke.
He points out the window. You see, thick smoke that's rising above what looks like a huge walkway in the distance.
That seems not right. This is all purty. That ain't purty. I've seen that before.
He looks at the others, to Saurian and Vernius, and says, perhaps the infighting has already begun.
Is there any type of comms or communication or anything that we could look at or connect to that might let us know if something were happening in the district or in the area?
I think you guys have like Vox speeds, and so you could try to get into the local Vox net. I think there's, let's see, it's tech use. Tech use, yeah. You guys could do tech use if you have it. Otherwise, it would just be, it would be a -10 with logic. I would let you try if you don't have tech use.
Agrees.
There's fighting somewhere.
Is that everybody? Everybody can try that?
I don't have either one.
Everybody can try that.
Yeah,
You're all trying to
you
get
can
the,
still
just try to
test
find like a
logic.
Vox channel, see if there's anything. Yeah.
Was
you
it?
test logic.
What's the negative on the logic?
Oh, -10.
Oh, jeez. Logic is bad.
Yeah. I'll see what Cassian gets before I
Okay.
explain.
I'll go ahead and hit logic. Modifier -10.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys all go to check your Vox, which is normally a pretty like simple thing to do. Everyone's very kind of like surprised as you're going through these local Vox channels. There's a lot of like overlapping chatter. They're not clear comms, and there's a level of static to them. This is not normal for your experience. Usually, especially on a pleasure world, like there are pretty clear Vox channels. Some of them are like local news or things like that, maybe a program or something. There's a lot of panic on some Vox channels right now. You're not able to get the sense of what happened or what's happening.
Arnius kind of says, do you hear that? Panic in their voices. It seems the game is already afoot. The cloak of deception descends on this treasure world. And there are those who would do us harm. Here. And he brings out a data slate and kind of slides it across the table and leans forward and hits a few buttons on it. A diagram kind of pops up and goes over a bunch of reports. Recently, an unknown shipment arrived here. It was not expected, and it disappeared before I could investigate it. But my eyes and ears say that it consisted of several pieces of equipment that seemingly were needed to be assembled to achieve some dastardly end. We are certainly not alone here. We should proceed. Investigate the smoke. And
Yes.
Harkin Prettyhead can lead the way. He seems impenetrable to me.
Yes. Handsome, lead the way.
Alright, follow in, boys.
pushes open the door with his shoulder. He has been like almost haphazardly holding the flamer until now. Now he grabs the top handle and the grip, and he flips a button, and you hear like the as the pilot light begins to cook on the end of the flamer. I go burning, I go smashing, and he just like you hear his boom, boom, boom as his heavy boots are on the ground. I go burning, I go smashing, and he just keeps singing this song over and over again as he walks towards the smoke.
Cassian runs to catch up with him and uses his torch to light a cigar first, and then he falls back behind him.
Yeah, and Saurian
Oh, go ahead.
Saurian, immediately reaches for his pistol, grabs it in one hand, and he's holding it in his right hand, his staff in his left hand, as he trails behind the other two.
And as you see the three kind of move forward, the smoke, Vernius's movement is half because of his poor quality limb. And so he's like, they're moving at twice the speed of him, kind of walking up this, and he's kind of shuffling along behind with his cane, with his gaze straining upwards towards the smoky horizon.
As you all walk down this long causeway, you pass by this very opulent, well-designed, looks similar shades of like marble. It's some other material. It gleams brightly in the light of the sun that is in this particular arrangement. Where these streets, when only, perhaps a half hour, perhaps 20 solar minutes ago, Saurian and Vernius, these were clear streets. People were walking back and forth, conversating. There were people congregating, having discussions. Fancy folk, servants with them. There was peace in the hustle and bustle. Now there is some degrees of panic, concern. There is yelling and screaming. You do not hear gunfire or any such thing, but you do see, as you get closer, there is a fire roaring in the middle of the causeway, where various people are kind of standing around and trying to go on their vox, and general panic in this area.
Anyone around we could kind of grab and ask what happened?
Yeah, you look around, and you see somebody who looks like perhaps he was like a records keeper or something is standing off to the side, and his head's a little bit bloody. He looks a bit dazed, but he's very much alive.
Vernius kind of shuffles up to him. My good man, what happened here? Was this not supposed to be a gathering of lords and ladies to inter my dear brother? And yet violence has erupted.
He's trying to figure out who you are from, but then when you say that, his eyes went, oh, you are Lord Seneschal Vernius Kaedren. You are the brother of the deceased. Apologies, my lord. I'm out of sorts.
That is very clear. You speak, and it's pressured, and yet you say little. Come now. What happened?
Yes.
What caused this explosion?
Oh yes, apologies. And he blinks away and he looks over. He points at the smoke. My master and I were walking down this causeway, and I turned to speak with him, and suddenly something exploded. It was one of the pillars exploded, and the pillar fell flat, crushed several people, my master included.
Vernius casts his gaze across the rubble, and looking for any bodies and any clue of who his master may be without having to ask him.
You see, looking at it, Just like there are pools of blood under this large. When I say this is a large pillar, it's very much underselling. This is a massive pillar. It is a spire almost that decorative, serves no other purpose than to inspire and be admired, and it has crushed however many people under it. But enough that you see you cannot separate the blood piles from one another. This has killed many people on this causeway.
I'm sorry that your master met this end. What was his name be?
Oh, he was, Master Delaris. He was a noble clerk, my lord, very far removed from. Well, I should not speak ill of the dead. And he's like regaining himself. He was related to the lord here, distantly, but fair to me.
Do I recognize that name? I can't find my letter.
Oh, let's see. I can pin it for you.
What was the name again?
The name of the master. Let me get that typed. This is what the adept said. If you're looking to see if this is the lord that was based here, it is not.
Okay. I'll ask him, where were you headed?
We were merely heading to the landing pad. My lord needed to go settle an account with a few of the bursars that are on the outskirts of some of the smaller settlements for the slaves that are here.
While he's talking to him, Saurian is walking closer towards the area where the destruction took place. He's just looking around. He's just trying to see what he can see up here, where all the bodies and the blood and the destruction is.
Yeah, so getting closer to it, you see many people crying and looking over what might have been loved ones that were crushed under this as they were walking. There are many people wounded. There are a few people here and there that seem to be trying to render first aid with varying degrees of success. Many people you realize they will probably not survive their injuries. You can't really get too close because there is a roaring blaze that is over this spire. Perhaps the material was flammable. It's very clearly blocking this whole walkway at a certain point with no clear way around it. Are you looking for anything else in particular?
No, I'm just trying to take the scene in to see if anything stands out, basically.
Yeah. Why don't you make me an awareness test? Plus 20. Very good. As you're looking around, you happen to look over at where the spire must have once sat, this base that is there that is now without the spire. And you're looking at it, and there's this powder that's on it that's strange. It's you've seen explosions and whatnot before. It looks like something like residue from an explosion is marking along the base of this tower.
So while Cassian is talking to the other man, getting information from him, I look down at this tower and I see this residue and this powder kind of blasted across and splattered across the rest of the walkway. I stand up and I look over towards Lord Seneschal, and I raise my staff up into the air to get his attention over the crowd and over the cries. and I wait for him to notice me, and when he does, I put my hand up and give him a signal like, come here.
He shuffles over. You can hear the tap, tap, tap of his cane over the marble as he gets closer. And then there's a squish as his boots kind of come into contact with the border of the congealing red liquid. What is it, Sorian?
When Lord Seneschal approaches, Sorian turns back around and kneels down. Lord Seneschal, you have been on a ship much like I have for a long time. And he points to the powdered areas and rubs his finger through it, rubs his fingers together. Look at this. What do you make of it? Purposeful? Explosive device, you think?
Did we, Ghost, is this the route we took as we walked down to the landing pad?
It is. It is the very same.
Yep, because Vernius has, paranoid. Let me see what it says. I remember. Let's see here. +2 to initiative. GM may secretly test for hidden threats. Okay, so I guess it doesn't do a ton.
Okay.
But
no, that can apply here. We can play with that. Make an awareness for me as well. And we'll because this has happened now, we'll consider your walk down.
Just straight up awareness.
Yep.
Hey. Good roll.
Yeah. Vernius, you're after hearing what Sorian said, you're thinking about your walk down. You know, you are by nature now, perhaps always, a paranoid person, whether it was having to watch after Vecchus or as a result of what has happened to you. And there are some things that maybe you overlooked at the time, but you're thinking about now. A few more eyes on you that perhaps should have been. You know, you talked about, they were looking down on me. But maybe they weren't looking down on you. Maybe they were following you, eyes watching you. And something you remember intently was that particular spire. There were 3 men who were working next to it. You thought at the time they were just workers, upkeep, making sure it looked pretty for everyone. But you don't believe in coincidence. You are fairly certain that this was a deliberate act of sabotage. And that you recall the faces of the 3 men. They were not familiar to you. Except for one. You had seen him up at the palace before. You do not know who he belonged to, but you know you have seen him up there.
Down at the base of the pillar and runs his scarred hand over the residue. His back groans as he kind of rises again, pressing his weight up with his right hand onto his cane. My past has left me vigilant to threats, Sorian. Do you not realize this was the very path that we walked, shuffled on our way to yonder landing pad? Perhaps this was not meant for this registrar, but perhaps was made to take us off of the game board. Or perhaps this is just hubris. Perhaps no one considers Lord Seneschal Vernius Kaedren a threat. But those with the mind to know.
Well,
Okay.
either that or they're creating a distraction. They don't want us getting back up to the palace. You see how it blocks the entire path. We can't get back. Are they going to pass the rights of this ship on to someone else before we can get there? Are they trying to stop this new Lord Captain from acquiring the ship? Something is not right here.
But I think your line of thinking, Sorian, is. I saw 3 faces on our way to the landing pad. 2 of them were nondescript. They are of no relevance to me, but one of them, jowled with watery eyes, and flushed cheeks. Nay, I have seen his face up yonder tower in the palace. Perhaps our Ogren can find a way past this block. I would make
think
our
that's
presence known in this hall.
I think that's our only option. We must find a way back up into the palace.
As they're talking, Cassian's looking around and looking at the crowd of people, and some of them crying, some of them in mourning, some people just staring, and then he like steps forward and he starts to speak to the people, shouting, "People of Brasecca, was there anyone that?" And then he notices the cloaked figure kind of watching, and then the cloaked figure immediately tries to disappear in the crowd when Blackgrave's eyes fall upon him. Is he running, or is he just moving away quickly?
He's not running right now. He's moving away quickly.
So Cassian immediately points to him. And was it Saurian that had seen people, or Vernius that was seeing people?
Saurian
Vernius.
saw... Yeah, Vernius saw people.
Vernius, did he look like that? And he points to him.
Does he?
He's got a hood. You're not sure he could have been. The clothes look the same. The face is not. But upon being called out, he breaks
he would
into a
act.
sprint.
Yeah. I know not. Detain him.
Sorian, seeing him break off into a sprint and all the yelling taking place, looks over at Ansem, Mr. Prettyhead. You, Ogren, restrain that man.
How far away is he?
You can try to make a chase at him. He's got a little bit of a start on you because he's over kind of in these, like, where these trees and everything are. There are a few gardens this way.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, Harkin looks down at Sawyer and says, "What? Who you?"
Sorian just raises an eyebrow and shakes his head, and doesn't say anything to that. It's like,
Boss, what you want me to do? You want to flame these people out of the way? Get them moving?
We need to catch that one. And he points at the guy moving through the crowd.
Yeah, he immediately takes off running after him. He doesn't wait.
Let's do... We can do an opposed, agility.
Okay. So fate points come back once you use them, correct?
I
Unless you
believe
burn- is there
so.
like a-
Let me...
They
There is a
do, and you can
burn,
burn them
yeah.
if you want, but that's
yeah.
that's like to save you from death. But if you use them, they
Basically.
come back. Yeah.
They do, yes.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, you want me to do agility?
Yes. Straight agility roll.
I'll take off after him too if I can. Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, you win. No. If you want to, Cassie, you can roll to see if you also... No.
He slams into somebody.
So
trips over someone.
he has, yeah, so you guys watch as Harkin takes off into a dead sprint when Cassian yells to chase that guy down. And the guy had a lead, but Harkin has bigger stride, and so he catches up with him. Just like, there are people in the guy's way, and like he's trying to push him out of the way. People are getting out of Harkin's way. Like, he doesn't have to push in. Anyone who's in his way when he's running gets fucking flung just out of the way. And, yeah, Harkin, you catch up to this guy pretty quickly.
I would just punch him straight in the back
Shit.
to get him to stop.
Stop!
He just punches him.
Knock him off the bridge.
You You can roll his strength, not opposed, because he's not trying to dodge it. He doesn't even know this is coming. Straight strength
Snaps
to
it
strength.
back.
Oh, I failed.
Ooh. It just inches behind him. You swing and you break like the bark off of one of these trees that's over here. Send it flying into a crowd of people. There's people getting fucked up by trees now. He gets a little bit of distance again as he's running towards a what looks to be like a service path, maybe.
Mm-hmm. He has like essentially his flamer has sort of like a holster, like a shoulder strap thing. So he lets go of that. He yanks his warhammer off. Stop! Stop! And he continues to chase him. And if he gets close enough, he'll try to hit him in the legs with his warhammer.
Do another agility.
Can't get lucky twice, can I? No.
Oh. Yeah, you try. There's just a bunch of shit in your way. He's running through, weaving between like boxes and all this other things that are like just out behind where the gardens and everything are. This is like supply that maybe gardeners are using to do stuff, and you're knocking through it. It's slowing you down. It's not stopping you, but it's slowing you down enough that you lose sight of him. But you are certain that he went up this path.
Yeah, he's like swinging his warhammer, knocking all this crap out of the way, just exploding, and he like looks around, he's like, where'd he go? He went that way, but he doesn't know exactly where he went.
Is this guy running back in the opposite direction than where we wanted to go?
Looking at it, it seems like there's a service path that comes up kind of the side, if you can see where I'm pinging. Curls into and comes up the side of this mountain area, this like cliff facing that leads up to where the palace is up top here.
Oh, so there's still a way to get to the palace.
Yeah, it seems like that's the path. You can't. There's a lot of rock. There's like a big rock facing and all this. Again, this is a pleasure world. It is made to look very beautiful. There's a bunch of like vanity objects, statues, spires, domes, all these really pretty things that are kind of in the way. But it looks like this is an alternate path.
Are there any like hover vehicles or like taxis or anything like that around?
Not that you can see. This looks to be like... Why don't you... Because I would imagine you might do a little bit of research before coming to a place that you are unfamiliar with. Why don't you go ahead and give me... We'll say you looked at like the trade aspects of... No, do Common Lore Imperium with a +20, actually. Okay. Just like see what you know about this place in particular.
Common Lore Imperium +20.
The double plus.
Oh.
Let me see what you actually rolled. 34 plus 54. Oh, you still fucking... That would have been still bad. That would have been 4 degrees of failure. Yeah, you're not really sure about like what the intentions are with this place, but it doesn't seem like there's any... It seems like shuttles are the way down, and maybe they expect you to walk around. You don't know. It's a pleasure planet. Maybe they want you to take in they're trying to force you to take in the sights, basically.
Yeah. I think maybe if Cassian ends up catching up to Hark or Handsome, if he's not found him. Go ahead.
He doesn't know exactly where he went. He's just pointing, like jutting his finger that way.
Yeah. You guys can all catch up to Arkin.
Yeah, Saurian's just following the trail of the bark knocked off trees and people pushed over and everything knocked out of the way. He's just following the trail of chaos till he catches up to everyone.
It's all right, handsome. It seems like he's just gotten away. There is another path up to the palace, though. We should probably hurry.
Yeah, he would be
Bernie is
ready to go
kinda-
as soon as you tell him to.
Yeah, he kind of catches up eventually, and I think I'm supposed to give myself 1 wound, so I got a 8. Kind of still trailing that little bit of blood behind him. The 3 of you, hardy men, go forth. Do not wait for me. Find this man. Like, I won't try to keep up with him if they try to go ahead.
Are you wounded, Vernius?
No. Nothing that I can't handle.
Why are you
This
bleeding
leg,
then?
I do not have time to explain now, but I have suffered greatly in the past. It is a reminder of my past sins. So I will not repeat the same mistakes. Lord Vecus met his end in a way that was, shall we say, less than honorable when you come to think of it. It is my charge to support Cassian Blackgrave here in his claim. So ask not about my wounds. Find this man. I have every confidence that you can bring him to justice.
And then while they're talking, Saurian is just making his way down the path. He squeezes between these guys and just makes his way down the path.
Right. So you guys start heading up these cliffs of Brasecca. You move your way up, and it is again a very opulent and pretty sight all the way up. There's gold inlaid sort of tile that's on this walkway, and various little spots to rest, and all these different fanciful things. What order are you walking in? Okay, who is first, second, third, etc.? Because these are pretty narrow pathways. There's a little bit of wiggle room, but not a lot.
I mean, Harkin would go first, but I think Saurian said he was already going, unless we join back up and get organized. But I'm
Yeah.
happy to go first. That's completely fine.
Kaedren in the back.
Yeah, I'll be behind Tarkin.
So either second or third.
And then I'll be behind Cassian.
All right, so Harkin up front.
And I
Saurian
would have my
third.
flamer out normally.
Gotcha.
Now, yeah, that's a good point too. Is like now there could be assassins around, so Cassian's probably got his pistol and his sword.
You head up the cliffs, and you're moving your way along. It is peaceful up here. You can hear there's maybe some bird song. You're not sure if it's being created or if it is a natural occurrence on Brasecca. It sounds natural, but there are many different tricks that can be played to mimic the reality. Change this. You're heading up. Let me make sure I get this updated.
Here to welcome us.
Of course.
And so you're heading up this pathway. You guys can move along, and I'll let you know if you need to stop. Just a nice walk. You guys are pretty on edge, yeah. So what is as we're coming up here and you guys are passing by, you see there are workers who appear to be maintaining some vegetation and a few like benches and chairs and things like that in this rest area. They're just kind of wiping them down or making sure that these plants are watered.
Yeah, Harkin, kind of on his own volition, goes over to one and grabs him by the collar.
Says, "Hey, you! You see any boy come through this way? Had a cloak."
And he like drops the
Real shifty.
I'm sorry, sir. I was just watering the plants.
I don't give a shit about those plants. Tell me, boy. Did you see
I
a
heard-
cloaked fella?
I heard footsteps run by. I did not look. Some people run these paths.
This way?
Points up the path.
Yes, he's long gone now, I think.
He drops him and then continues on.
This way?
Cassian stares at these guys cautiously as we walk by, his pistol and sword out.
I think we must hurry.
As Saurian walks by behind them, he raises his eyes up to meet their eyes so they can all see who and what he is as he walks by.
Yeah, they try to turn away quickly, looking at the ground. One of them swallows. It looks like it's painful as he's sitting there.
I think Harkin will start to run along the trail.
Yeah, go ahead. You can get to. You're going to come right there.
He'll get up ahead of Cassian a little bit as he takes off running.
Excuse me.
Cassian's still looking at these guys, and then he notices him taking off, and he's catches up a little bit, probably about right there.
Are you looking for anything in particular, or just watching them?
Yeah, he's kind of like looking to see if there's any resemblance in that cloaked figure, like if all of a sudden the guy just hid amongst these workers, and started to pretend to be a worker or something.
Make an awareness plus 20. You got a pretty good look.
Am I trying to roll lower in the number?
Yeah, so you're trying to roll under the number, and for every 10 that you beat it by, you get another degree of success. Higher degrees mean better success.
Oh, it's got a little plus 20 thing right there. I can just click on that, right? Oh, cool.
Just make sure you unclick it, or else it'll do it forever.
Roger, yeah.
Yep. Oh, just... So yeah, you're getting ready to break into a run, and something is bothering you. You don't recognize the guy as any one of these. But these are supposed to be workers, right? You've been on Footfall. You know what workers look like. They're scum. They're garbage to you. They might not be that way, but they look, a lot of workers who are on there, they're manual labor, they're dirty, they have to, like, work on their hands and knees all day. They work 16-hour shifts. Like, these guys get beat up. These guys kind of look like that, but workers don't usually carry stub revolvers in their pockets. Holsters. As you can see, each and every one of these men is carrying a gun and sweating profusely as you are passing by.
Cassian's gonna shoot that dude right there.
All right. So
It's gonna be a bad move, but he's just gonna be wow.
Yeah. So you guys see, we'll go ahead and we can just get right into it. Cassian, we'll give you this. We'll give you a surprise round to start with. And you hold on one second, like.
I'll probably need it.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and I'll just give it to you. He's not because you had. I'm assuming everybody has weaponry out because this is a I'm not gonna have you pull out any equipment,
Clearly.
basically. Yeah, you got yours, and
I am
Cassian has some Cassian. Yeah. So, yeah, you can just go through. You're shooting this guy.
Yeah, that one right there.
Okay. Last pistol.
Yeah.
So go ahead and pick whatever options. You're just gonna take a turn as normal, basically. But this is a surprise round for you, in essence.
Okay.
He's not gonna dodge or do anything because he's not expecting this.
I think it's just a quick shot. He's kind of like, he sees that just at the last moment, sees the stub pistol, and it just takes his gun and he's just too used to, so many things have happened, and his survival, So he just fires a single shot with a las pistol at that guy.
Oof.
It's just like the reaction, but you just barely miss. The las shot flies past his head, scorches the mark behind him, and he blinks, his life having flashed before his eyes, and then you immediately see all of them start to go for their waistband, where now you're all able to see pretty clearly that they have weapons.
Yeah.
Harkin, you see something up ahead. After that shot, you're getting ready to run down the gangway. You see a guy, he looked like a security guard. He turns to look, sees that. These two, who maybe when you're coming up looked like they were engineers or something, they were kind of heavy and you have these different things set in. They rip a tarp off of something that they were fixing, and you recognize this, Harkin. They have a las cannon pointing down this causeway.
Oh boy.
So I need.
Did I accidentally move myself back?
You did, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wait, did he run?
Sorry, no,
No,
He's like,
he's like,
I
uh-oh.
was fiddling with the ruler tool. Sorry.
You're good.
Just kidding, guys. I'm hiding behind you.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I got.
Everyone now roll initiative as normal. There will be no surprise round for them because Cassian caught that.
Hell yeah. All right. Where's the initiative?
Under combat.
Oh.
I got 12.
Well, I'll figure out what my accent is eventually.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
I'm supposed didn't ask me for a modifier. I'm supposed to get a +2 to that. So, 15.
Yeah, so, oh my god, Kaedren's ready. That's pretty good.
I got 11.
Okay, getting all my boys rolled.
If that automatically takes. Oh, okay. I think we have to manually move rounds down in our magazines.
I can sort of make sure I update this. Alright. So let me see who I have. Okay. Seneschal, you are first.
So are these guys like looking as a threat to our right here?
Yes. All three of these guys, as soon as Cassian shoots that shot, this guy, he's like basically stunned for just a second because he realized he just almost died, but he snaps out of it quickly. All three of them start going for something in their waistband, and you see they're going for revolvers.
Okay. Yeah, he's kind of surrounded, isn't he? yeah, coming up the walkway and seeing that Lay's cannon kind of uncovered and this poor man's ambush, for lack of a better word, whether it was triggered by Cassian's shot or not. I mean, they're in the thick of it. He kind of stops with his cane and he kind of drops it, and it kind of clatters to the ground. And in his right hand is his Garrock's whip, and he just kind of turns to his right here, and as he attacks, like blood kind of flings from underneath his armor, and he just lets out a guttural roar, and he's going to activate Frenzy as a free action because of the flagellation. So I think he gets plus 10 to his weapon skill here.
Fucking flagellate them.
But he has to do an all-out attack, which gives you another plus 20.
Plus 20,
so
yeah.
So he's going to get a plus 30 here.
Nice.
Okay, let's see. So combat, melee weapons, attack. Plus 30. Oh no!
Damn.
Miss.
We're gonna have to stop that stuff. We're gonna have to stop missing.
The whip hits behind and like shaves one of these plants. Just knocks over the planter. As this guy also he's panicking as they were not prepared to be caught. He's fumbling, going for his gun. I don't know that you can do anything else.
Nope, it's just all-out attacks. That's what you have to do.
All right. Harkin.
So okay. So a half move is 3 meters. Is that right?
Yes, whatever it says on your sheet. I think that's what it is based on your agility and everything.
Okay, I'm just gonna move it by hand. Just it's like right there. Okay, so that's 3. He moves up the path with his flamer, and then just as this guy is just barely in range, 30 meters, he just lets it loose. The flamer. I have. I have.
Well, I've made this too large. Sorry, let me fix this.
Okay, yeah. If it's different, then that'd be great. I would know.
Check it now. Check it now.
Oh yeah. So that's even better. So I would get a little closer. Because 3 meters goes more, and then I would just shoot in the middle of them, obviously, with my flamer. So it's a cone, 30-meter cone. I assume that would hit all of them.
Yeah, I would say so.
And then they just they roll agility. I think. So I have stabilized, so I can move and shoot a heavy weapon without penalty. So I have that. Hold on 1 second. I'll tell you. So just reload this again. Okay, flames. So yeah, 30-degree arc. Make an agility test, or be struck by the flames. That's them.
It's dodge or get hit, basically.
Yep.
Right. Ooh. All right. Oh, you don't have to roll for it.
No,
oh, okay,
I don't
okay.
do anything.
Ooh, okay, so I'm gonna roll for each of them. These are the two next to the cannon. No. Yes.
Oh, he felt bad.
So the guy here is able to just barely get out of the way. The other guy is not, and then the last one here. No.
And then they have to roll again or be caught on fire.
So it's another agility or dodge.
Yep, another agility.
Ooh, okay. So gone. He's on fire, and then this guy. They are both on fire. So what is that damage?
Well, I gotta roll the initial damage first. So the initial damage is 2d10 plus 4. Pin 4. Okay.
Oh god. Okay.
Okay, 17 with 4 pin.
And they all take that roll. It's all in one roll.
I can roll them separately if you want.
Oh no, those take the 17.
It doesn't
That's
say
fine.
specifically.
I think we'll go with so let me see.
Just easier.
So let's
Oh,
see,
yeah.
toughness factor.
Makes sense because it's like one big gout of
Yeah.
flame, you know.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Okay. So, this guy is in criticals already. So it's 17 minus 3 for tough. Does it ignore armor? Does it? No. So you're gonna beat his armor. Does it ignore toughness? Does it say anything like that or no?
It does not say.
So he gets his toughness of 14. He is 5 over his threshold. So critical. I mean, it's been a while since we did crits. Let me see. Critical damage. Roll the effect table. Take a look at this for injuries.
It's good, man. I'm glad you hit because
Because no one over
We're not
here
rolling
is.
well. We're not
He
rolling
suffers
well.
one or more critical effects as a consulting the appropriate critical location based on the affected body location.
It is body.
You didn't roll.
They all get
It's
hit
his body?
body.
Gotcha. Critical damage carries some damage. Critical and you said critical effects total critical damage. Oh my god.
those are nasty.
So the guy up top, you see this flame just engulfs him, and you hear him cooking inside. And he's just he falls to the ground screaming, covered in fire. And it just eventually the screams just stop. He lays there on the ground, just this flamer melting him. This
I'm
guy,
burning. I'm smashing. I'm burning. I'm smashing.
this guy here, he is also in criticals, but not quite that. So he catches flame. The force of the flame smashes him against this bench, and he falls back. You see that he is not quite dead, but he looks rough. He's on fire. He's trying to put it out. He looks like he had the wind knocked out of him, and it was pushed back by the force of the flame into this bench. So that is that. Let me roll.
Okay,
Actually,
so
this wait. This
okay,
one
a
to roll
character
something for.
suffers damage from fire each round he is exposed to it. Beginning of each round after the first. He suffers 1d10 damage with no reduction for armor and takes 1 level of fatigue. So,
When it comes to his turn.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. I rolled for something, but it did not happen. Anything else for Harkin?
No, he cannot do
Right. Cassian.
All right. I can move and power sword this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do I think you can do a half move and standard attack.
Nice. Yeah, that's what he'll do. He just
You do a charge.
You could do. I think you need a little bit of.
You need
I'm
to be
not sure how
further
much
away.
movement you need, but you might be able to charge. Yeah, 4 meters. If you can move 4 meters, you could also charge him, but it's up to you.
where was I at there? 3 meters.
We can round up. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, maybe he could do that. Maybe he could move to this side. What is this here? Is that
This would be impassable terrain. I was not able to do a good job of it. This is basically like to represent the cliff facing as you're going up the elevation.
Oh,
The
okay.
walkways are where you're confined to.
Oh, okay. Is there a guardrail?
Not where
Right
you're at.
there?
So you're brushing up a little bit, but we'll say that you're able to kind of maneuver around that.
Ooh, I don't know about
Okay.
putting my back to the pit there either. Maybe he'll move over here
Yeah, it's fine.
and like slice the guy, jump up onto the stool or something.
Yeah, go ahead. So charge, so you get a +10 to your weapon skill.
Getting all pirate like.
Get his ass.
Aha!
Ooh, right
of a
leg.
bitch.
There we go. There we go.
He'll try to
Right
dodge.
leg.
Oh, no, he can't even do it. I'm not gonna bother. He would have to crit. He isn't. Yeah. Oh, fine. Nah. Okay. So,
Damage.
hit him. What's the damage?
Is that one hit? What is the
Yeah.
charge thing?
I
It's two
think the
hits.
charge might get
you,
more.
have 2 degrees of success, right? That's what it's asking, I think.
Oh, 2 degrees of success, 2 hits.
I think
Yeah.
so. Is that what it means, Ghost?
Let me take a look for that. Melee weapons.
It seems right. Yeah, 1 to 10 successes or 1 to 10 hits. Maybe.
Combat circumstances, melee, melee shooting the melee.
Additional hits.
Ooh. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Oh, go ahead. Oh. Oh my god. Is that right?
Oh, I rolled a 10 plus 5.
Righteous Fury. Shouldn't he Righteous Fury on that?
Oh my god, and then I rolled a 9. I 10 and a 9 on the 2d10.
Is this right?
I don't know if that's how that works.
I don't think you get multiple attacks.
It's only if you call a swift attack.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say that doesn't sound. So it's the first
Yeah.
one, but that is a
I'm
Righteous
looking at
Fury
it.
on the first one. So I think on Righteous Fury, you roll. Let's see how Righteous Fury.
I'm looking
works
at it
here.
now. So natural 10. This calls for a second attack roll that is identical, all modifiers included, to the
Yes.
original attack. If the second attack hits, the attacker may make an additional damage roll and add it to the damage total.
Wow.
Okay.
So that maybe.
So basically, you have to roll. You do roll again. So I guess that was second one was your Righteous Fury.
So
Yeah.
it automated it. It did it for you.
Oh my god. You fucking annihilate this guy. Do you want to describe it, or do you want me to tell you what the critical is?
Oh, yeah, go ahead, roll it. That'll be fun.
Oh, I don't have to roll. It's just how far you get into critical damage. So this was the leg. In a terrifying display of power, that's not it. This is
It's
a
energy.
rending attack. Oh, it's energy. Oh, it is energy.
Yeah.
Okay, I was right then. In a terrifying display of power, the leg immolates and fire consumes the target completely. The target dies in a matter of agonizing seconds. So you slice through this guy's leg just almost clean, but the power sword itself, the energy from it scorches him, and he just dies. It just goes up and poof, gone. Just a
Fuck
dust.
yeah.
Just a
There
pile
we
of
go.
plasma dust, where it was once a human.
There we go. We're back in the game, boys.
Armsman.
He's dead.
They're rolled on group, so the
Oh,
other
that's
one's
gotcha.
alive. Yeah, so this guy sees not going well for him. Okay. All right. He's
hard.
standing. Yeah, there's some factors in play for him.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I'm gargantuan or whatever, so they get some sort of benefit to attacking me. I'm easier to hit if you look.
Well,
at
that was a
counts.
will test. That was a will test. Because he just watched two of his friends die or almost die right in front of him. So he's shitting his pants a bit, but he's staying in.
Hulking. Yeah, I have +10 to be hit in combat.
Gotcha. So he, after the flames die, he runs over. You big bastard! And he grabs this las cannon, and he's gonna aim and take a shot.
Can you aim and shoot in the same round?
Yes.
Yeah, half aim.
Half.
And you said plus 10 on hulking. You said.
Yes.
All right. Good luck, big guy.
I'm looking for reactions.
Missed.
He missed.
Yeah.
This bolt of las energy flies past all you guys. You see this massive bolt fly past and hit the cliff facing behind where all you guys are fighting. Rocks fly and land everywhere. Shit! And he's like trying to reload, or he's trying to like take another shot, but that's his turn. Scum. Cassian, this guy, as opposed to going for his revolver, seeing that you're right there, he's watched you kill the guy over next to him. He goes in for a knife and just quickly takes a stab at you. Oh, fuck.
Oh, he hits.
You can try to dodge if you want.
Yeah, I'll try to do that.
You have a reaction.
Dodge. Is that under the combat tab as well?
You could, because it's a melee attack, you can dodge or parry. It's whatever one you want to do, actually.
Ooh, I like that parry. Oh, my skills, dodge here. Let's see. Dodge is pretty good.
One might be better than the other.
Yeah. Let me check parry out real quick.
I kind of don't know if this is right, but it almost looks like dodging and parrying. It's not an opposed roll. You just, if you succeed, you dodge. If you succeed, you parry. That's from.
I think it doesn't go up degrees of success.
It doesn't say it does. Because I was looking at that too.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's dumb, but I mean, you call it. I would, if I were you, I would do opposed.
Yeah, this says test dodge to negate a hit.
Where is parry and skills?
It should be on your
Action.
combat page. Yeah.
Combat.
Page 242.
Yeah, it goes off your weapon skill.
You can only make it if you have a reaction available that round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll against your agility characteristic.
So on that basis, because you don't have unlimited dodges or parries, I think that I would agree with the ruling of if you dodge, it doesn't
Yep.
matter degrees of success, because if
does.
you take your dodge, then you're out of reactions. So I'll take that. We'll go off what it says.
Yeah, that's a rule. Only one reaction per round.
Yeah. Sorry guys, I don't see parry on the combat
Parry
thing.
isn't a skill.
Look,
it's
yeah.
an action.
Yeah.
Look-
So
look-
when
You just use your weapon skill.
yeah, so look at your weapon skill or agility or your dodge. So you look at your weapon skill as characteristics. If your weapon skill is higher, you might want to parry instead, because you can only
Okay.
parry melee attacks. But if your dodge is higher, then it doesn't really matter. Like, you can just dodge instead.
I'm understanding.
PS
Okay.
versus your agility. Or I'm
Yeah.
sorry, WS.
Oh, yeah, WS versus dodge, or whatever your dodge is. If it's higher, maybe.
Your
I'm
dodge
gonna
is
go
your
ahead.
basic skills.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to dodge.
You dodge it.
Nice. Yeah. So as he comes in with a knife, I think he's standing on the bench, and he just jumps back.
Yeah, he tries to step forward and just keep trying to harass you with the knife. The other one comes up and he sees Verneus with the whip, and he pulls out his stub revolver and takes a shot. No.
Negative.
The bullet flies off into the air. This guy takes 1d10 now. We're on gentleman who's on fire. This is probably gonna kill him, because he's deeper.
It does. His toughness could soak it, but not his armor.
Ooh, he's in hell. Body energy effects. Yeah, he falls to the ground from the fire, and in a manner much similar to this gentleman, he just burns to death. You see his face melt as he lays there. Saurian.
Yeah, Saurian seeing all the chaos and everything around him, the laser cannon blast hitting the rock behind him, it kind of startles just a little bit, and he whips around and aims his blaster at this guy. His I think it's called a hell blaster, and fires at him.
Go ahead. Ooh.
Jesus.
That was at this guy?
This one right here. On the bench. I was
Ooh,
fighting Cassian.
Firing into melee. Let me see. Oh, it doesn't matter. You missed either way. So yeah, so you basically blow this corner of the bench apart. Like it melts back into the causeway. You see all this gold melting down.
Yeah, so with all the chaos around, he just whips around and turns, sees that guy, and fires without aiming, without thinking, and obviously it goes off in the distance.
Melting away rock and gold. We're back to Vernus.
Vernius will continue his frenzy as he kind of raises his right hand, and this whip makes a serpentine curve through the air and cracks, and the thousands of metallic shards then streak towards a new target down here. It's got a range of 3, so it looks like I can reach him with that. He continues to expose himself in battle, and by doing so, as has been his style, that's like how he has kind of garnered the respect of the rank and file on the Fickle Witch. And he says, "In Vecus's name!" He tries to rend the flesh of this guy.
Slap him.
All right, let's give him my plus 30 again here. See if it works.
Do it.
I was like, we'll definitely hit with that. We'll definitely hit with that.
Piece him up.
Yes. Prophet favors the bold.
Oh! He will try to get out of the way. He does not. Ooh.
Oh, it even rolls the rending stuff with you, because it rolls a 2d10 and takes the highest. I actually did not roll very well there.
So you slap this guy, and he's cut across his leg. Open it up, blood starts shooting out. He's still up, but he is in great pain, bleeding all over the place. Arkin.
I'm going to step 3 forward. And then I'm going to flame this guy again.
Oh no.
So
Alright.
it's agility.
No.
2d10.
Catches fire.
Oh, we don't know that yet, but
I already rolled the
oh,
second
gotcha.
one.
21
Oh
damage.
no.
My flamer is jammed. If I roll a 9 for damage, but still 21 damage.
You see this guy standing there, and he's like trying to operate this cannon for a second shot. He's trying to get you lined up, and this flame engulfs him and the gun. The gun explodes from all the ammo in it, and there is nothing left of either this armsman or the gun. It is all just smoldering.
Yeah.
I told you.
Cassian.
Cassian, he just glances for a second because he's like worried about Pretty Head, and notices that they're all three dead already and burning over there, and he yells, laughing, and he comes down to this guy with a plasma sword.
Do it.
Do
Do it.
Can I do, since I'm not moving or anything, can I do like a full attack? Or?
You could do an aim and an attack. You could do an all-out attack.
Yeah, just
You
look
can
at
do all out
those,
attack if you don't fear reprisal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get plus 20 to weapon skill, but you don't get any reaction. Is there only
Yeah.
one left? Oh, there's two. Okay.
There's two.
Okay, so
So yeah, like you could do like an aim and then an attack, and they would be like a plus 10. With an all-out attack, would be a plus 20, but you don't get a reaction. You can do stuff like that.
okay, let me do the aim.
Sure.
Half aim plus 10
Yeah.
power
Plus 10.
sword.
Ooh.
Liking that leg.
Dodge. He does dodge.
Oh.
Yeah, with the he as the sword cuts through the ground, he barely slides out of the way. He more stumbles than anything else. He's not particularly skilled at fighting, it seems. He stumbles, falls, and catches himself before he falls completely on his ass. And it comes back around to them, and they throw down their weapons. Mercy! Mercy, please!
Who are you working for?
Please, please! And he drops to his knees, drops the knife. We
Who
are
are you working for?
out of combat. Yeah, so he Mercy. He points up to where the gun was. The one without the helmet. He brought us in. He brought us along. We were with him.
You hear Pretty Head come up from behind his heavy boots on the ground. He says,
I hate it when this gets jammed.
and he walks over, and he's like next to Cassie, and he's got the flamer pointed forward as he's messing with it, trying to clear a jam. Like keeps shaking the chamber, and it's like starting to light up and then go off and then light out, like right in front of him. I would do an
Please,
intimidate
please.
roll.
Please. Yeah, go ahead.
I think I get plus 10.
You do.
Oh, seriously?
Oh no!
Bugger.
I can give it a shot.
I mean, he looks at you more concerned than afraid. He's afraid of the situation, but he's looking at you more concerned, thinking that you're gonna blow all of them up
Yeah.
as opposed to just kill him. He's like, ugh. He's like, he knows he can't get away, so he's like he's clinging to what's left of this bench. The other one has just like prostrated himself and is just bowing, basically.
Rise, you sniveling rat, says Vernius. Before I remove even more of your flesh, or turn you over to the Orgrin here, you will surely gnaw on your bones.
We don't know nothing. who we just brought along. We was in his crew. He got hired by someone up there. And he points at the powers.
So, selling your soul for, I don't know, what's the unit of money?
Gelt? Is it
Yes.
gelt?
Guilt. I believe it's
Guilt.
Yeah.
Selling your soul for a pocketful of guilt. You deserve whatever fate comes to you. But if you still make yourself valuable with information, perhaps myself and Captain Blackgrave here and Mr. Prettyhead will let you survive.
Look, alright, this one speaks up at the bottom. We were just muscle for him. He did all the talking. It was a fancy pants up there. He didn't tell us who it was. Some high-born lord trying to take out his competition. That's what he said. He just put guns in our hands and food in our bellies.
You care not to even learn his name, worm?
What? You care learn any of ours? What's it matter? Money.
Kind of steps
Harkin
forward
would,
and
he
Yeah.
just like lets his flamer drop to his side and then grabs his warhammer and just smashes this guy in the head.
This is the one who was talking?
No, the other one.
Oh, fuck. So this guy was just sitting here. He was sitting there looking at what his friend was saying, and then his head just disappears.
can I do an intimidate
Did
and
I do that?
stack a bonus with that plus whatever I have on my guy?
Yeah, you can. What are you trying to? Are you trying to?
Well, I think I have
information?
I think I have a bunch of stuff that stacks here. I want names. If he knows names, I want to get those from him.
Yeah, go ahead. Intimidation plus whatever bonuses plus 10 from Arkin's crushing a dude's head like a grape. Sure.
All right. Let's see here.
After he crushes.
Blessed Scars, Zealot, plus 10 to Intimidate test, and negative 10 to Charm. So I get a plus 10 and then a plus 10, so a plus 20.
Plus 20, yep.
Alright. And that's under skills. Ooh, he's good at that. Good.
Yes. Yeah, so this guy was a bit surly with you, and then he sees his friend's skull get pulped, and he looks at you, and he recognizes this is somebody who has seen much more than he has ever even heard about. And he just, whatever gumption he had is gone. Fine, alright. It was... I don't know who the lordling was that hired, but I know that it's one of them up there, okay? He had a retinue of men. He was somebody important, stood to inherit. My boss said he was yapping on and on about how he was gonna have this and it belonged to him and all this other that, alright? That's all I know. We got brought in a few days ago with some cargo. That big cannon there was assembled on site, had it come in piece by piece, slip it by. None of us knew how to work it, so we picked up a couple of local lads to do it. Old soldiers from up there in the castle. That's all I know. I'm not even from this damn planet, from bloody Footfall.
Hey, you're from Footfall?
Oh, I thought I recognized you coming up, Blackgrave. He looks down. He looks like he knows it's over.
Well, maybe you should join our crew then. And be on the right side.
I'll take that. And he looks all of a sudden very happy to.
Can I,
Joking, right? Should I smash him?
Hey, I thought we was gonna be working together. What were you gonna say, Vernius?
I think I have this thing called Rookno Insult.
Oh.
where he doesn't stand for tomfoolery and dicking around.
I mean, he did
Um,
insult you. Yeah,
and
he
he
did say
breaks
that
character a little bit. Yeah, I think he breaks character a little bit and disagrees with Blackgrave and said, "Most respectfully, Lord Blackgrave, if we let this man live, he will become a sore and a thorn in our side. If he sells himself for a handful of guilt, what will he do upon our ship when we eventually reclaim it? End him. That is my advice. Take it or leave it."
I like a smashing. Agree with this one.
Come on, Blackgrave. We both came from the gutter, yeah? And he's like looking at you, missing teeth, like hopeful. There's light back in his eyes.
Well, if they wanted mercy, they should have stayed in the womb. And he turns around and starts to walk away.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, crush his head.
Oh, Harkin, he will do exactly that, but he's
Oh, this is gonna be a squishy one.
and he slips his warhammer back onto his back, and instead just kind of he grabs the sides of his heads with both hands and just squeezes. His thumbs going into his eye sockets, and then just suddenly his brain and everything just crushes and squirts out the top.
Oh.
Vernius just looks on, like as he kind of picks up his cane and leans on it again. And he's just got that unnatural sadist's kind of light in his eyes. So ends the unfaithful. He kind of shuffles off.
He said he had some
Blood behind
guilt.
And he'll try to rob him while he's there.
Yeah, you
Yes.
got a couple coins and some lunch on him. Meanwhile, Saurian,
Yeah.
as you hear ungodly screams behind you, what are you doing up
Yeah.
here?
While all of that is taking place, Saurian is up here and he's using his metal staff to kind of poke at this dead body and sift through some of the charred remains, and then kneels down and he hears screaming and the violence taking place. He looks back over his shoulder just in time to see a head pop. He shakes his head and turns back around to the body here and starts looking for any kind of clues or evidence that might point to who is responsible for this.
A lot of shit here is burned. You can make an awareness test with -10. Picking through the body, maybe you'll find something. So,
No.
you go through the remains, primarily of this guy here, which at this point here, there's almost nothing left. You do find, like, a piece of... You find, like, a data slate, but it's almost melted through. There's maybe some hint of a contract, a sum on there that you can see, but the screen is fuzzy. It's all burnt to shit. You're not going to be able to get anything from this.
Yeah, Saurian's just, he finishes looking and digging through. He looks up off in the distance and just kind of nonchalantly just tosses the data pad off to the side and stands back up and starts walking back towards the group.
Cassian looks towards Vernius and he says, so you advised my father.
Ah. So then it is confirmed. You are my nephew. Yes. I advised him the best I could. Though in the end, my brief lapse of reason was our undoing. Perhaps the fate of House Kaedren is in your hands, Cassian. If you seek the warrant, you have my support.
He nods. He looks up towards the palace. We should go get that then.
Right. As you guys proceed on, the rest of the approach to the palace is uneventful. There is a level of the idyllic peace that was initially present on the planet when you landed and has since been disrupted. It returns as you are greeted and brought inside of the palace by several servants. You are brought into a large room, a dining room, it appears, and dance hall, and many other things. It is a cacophony of pleasures, a smorgasbord of joys and delights. Everyone see this page?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You see many, many more people than I just have here. Nobles, people of import, various officials. There is a great gathering here, and along with all their compatriots as well, their bodyguards, their servants, who makes up their houses, they are all here and present. Bernius, you certainly are familiar with a few of them, some of whom are your crew that you notice from the ship. Others you are familiar with as you have encountered them in your time here. Over in the leftmost corner of the room, you notice Gorman Hulverson, another one of the potential inheritors. He has a few guards around him. Dominating an area of space in the center of the room, you see Terrace Amhard, a official of the Administratum, well known in the sector, and positioned further back on a throne, surrounded by a few of his guards and other faithful, you recognize Lord Damaran Vicarian, the Lord of Brasecca. People take note of your arrival. What are your reactions to coming into this room, seeing this place?
Sorian walks in, and he's immediately looking around for anyone who looks to be officials for the grounds. I mean, there was an explosion out there. There was fighting happening out there. He's looking to see if there's basically anyone alarmed or alerted, or if there's any action being taken to what's happening outside of this room here.
No one seems particularly bothered, as far as you can tell. People are laughing, drinking, eating, having a good time. You know that there are pleasure rooms in the back somewhere where certainly there are some people. It appears to be business as usual in the palace based on the limited amount of time that you spent here.
Yeah, and Sorian leans over and kind of whispers to the Lord Seneschal. How fortunate to not have to be worried about violence on your grounds, to go ahead and eat and drink and enjoy the pleasures of your palace, while death is taking place outside against your guests.
Indeed. The contrast is striking, isn't it? Among those here of high birth and noble blood, there are those that wear 2 or 3 skins, Sorian. False layer upon false layer.
They're wearing
Underneath.
each other's skins? What kind of creepy place is this, boss?
Cassian takes a drag from his cigar, and he looks around for. He's all smiles. You did say Lord Damaran Vicarian is here.
Yes, he is further in the back of the room. There's like a throne and a table around it, and he seems to be having a conversation with a few people, a couple of young ladies, a couple of his, what you assume to be his personal retinue in terms of protection as well. Very casual. He just kind of nods, and he's looking around, having a conversation. Hasn't appeared to have been notified of your arrival just yet.
Yeah. Cassian says, I wonder who sent the assassins after us. Until we find out, perhaps we should just play it safe for now. Act as if nothing is wrong, and see who is surprised by our arrival.
Sorian
Wise
nods at
decision,
that
Captain.
in agreement.
So he immediately looks around for some drinks or something to take off of maybe a server.
Yeah, you're brought over a drink. Servants come by whenever you come in, seeing that you are just not dressed like them, and they immediately assume that you must be here and you must be important. So drinks, food, things like that are brought to you. Much food is brought to Harkin without question. You may be the only Ogren here, but you get the sense, Harkin, that they've treated people your size well before, because you're brought many things, much food, much drink, as anything you want.
Oh boy.
Many meats.
Many
Yeah.
meats, many cheeses, great.
No
whatever you want.
ambold stew, but hey, what are you gonna do?
Oh yeah.
There he is. Demarin Vicarian. I received an invitation from that one. And he'll point him out to the others.
Yes, and as you do, you actually see he's turning to look at you, and he steps down from his throne. He begins to approach you.
Cassian smiles, raises up a glass, and takes and kind of downs the glass, and goes to meet him.
Yeah, so he comes to meet you, Cass. I recognize you from the Picts that we had in terms of when we were searching you out. You are Cassian Blackgrave, correct?
That I am, Lord Demarin Vicarian.
A pleasure, truly, to meet perhaps the only living son of Fecus. And he makes the sign of the Aquila, and then he offers you his hand as well.
He takes the hand and does a nod or a bow, whatever gesture is fitting, and says, "Your letter was most welcoming. I appreciate this. Although there was some trouble upon our arrival."
And he furrows his brow. Trouble? What occurred? I had heard there was an incident on the causeway, but my master at arms assured me that it would be taken care of.
Yes, nothing serious. Nothing serious. But he's looking at him to see if there's any sign of anything maybe that might give him a tell or something.
Make a... Ooh, I think scrutiny. I believe is it scrutiny for this? Let me take a look at the skills here. Scrutiny. Let's see. Yes, scrutiny. Go ahead and make a scrutiny, straight scrutiny test.
Ugh.
I can't tell.
Yeah.
So he has a practiced ease about him. So he's got a very calm demeanor, and you think that this is very practiced for all his behaviors. He doesn't seem to show much emotion other than this kind of light surprise, things like that. Nothing overdone. Well, hopefully it is a matter that gets resolved quickly. I see that you were able to arrive in spite of it. Please accept my apologies. This was not meant to be a difficult day for anyone. No more so than it needs to be.
Of course, Lord. how will the decision be made?
Well, as per the instructions that I received from Confessor Wyman, who unfortunately has not yet been able to join us, it would appear that the inheritors, those of us who are present, and their retinues, the noble patronage that are here, will make a vote on who is to receive the warrant, and it is to be inherited that way. A peculiar request by Lord Captain Kaedren, may his soul be commended to the Emperor, but we must honor his final will and testament.
Of course.
But we still have some time before that decision is made. Please, there are refreshments of all varieties, and there are many people here who you might like to meet as well. Some of the potential crew, should you be selected. But my home is your home. By all means, enjoy yourself.
Many thanks, Lord.
Yes,
And-
pleasure. And but I must return to. Well, there are a couple of lovely ladies waiting on me, so you know how it goes, I'm sure. And he pats you on the shoulder.
Yeah, Saurian is looking around, and he leans over to Cassian. I'm going to walk through the crowd. I'm going to see what my ears can hear, what I can pick up. I have no desire to talk to any of these people. I'll listen, but my mouth will stay shut. And he pulls his hood down over his eyes just because he knows, again, how uncomfortable he can make people. And he just kind of meanders through the crowd, just listening to conversations and looking.
Yeah, roll me awareness, and we'll come back to you, Saurian, as you're trying to pick up information. Plus 10, we'll say. But go ahead, Cassian.
He was just gonna say, like before he walks off, he says, may the light of the golden throne guide you.
And Saurian raises an eyebrow a little bit, but nods in deference and starts walking through the crowd.
Vernius, for his part, looks at Cassian as Lord Vicarian walks away, and he says, "See what I said? He wears many skins, and he doesn't let you see any of them. For my part, I will seek out someone of my own ilk." And he kind of drifts off, and he's looking for anybody like with official imperial ties that's kind of involved in that bureaucracy, if there's anybody around.
Of the two inheritors, that Terrace Amhard is officially tied into the Administratum. Gorman Halverson is a well-renowned free trader captain. You know him, perhaps not very well, but he was a good friend of Vecus. You weren't invited to hang out. You didn't drink enough.
I think he'll go and speak to Gorman first, since he has a tie to Vecus, just to kind of try to suss him out. I think that's what he would do in character-wise.
Yeah, I think Cassian's going to go around and mingle as well with, without them two. He's still, he doesn't know Vernius yet, really, and he doesn't know Saurian, really. He wants to trust him, of course, but he's still, you know what I mean? He's from the football and stuff, so he's fucking suspicious of everybody. The only one he really trusts here is Harkin. So I think he's going to walk around with Harkin and Or if Harkin wants to follow him, I don't know. If Harkin's stuck eating or whatever,
Well,
but
he
he's
would
gonna
definitely
he's gonna
follow
walk
you,
around
but he would
and kind
also
of mingle and listen to conversations too. Maybe meet some people.
he would definitely follow you around, but he would also be eating at the same time. Like he's just, you know, anytime there's a tray or whatever, he just snatches it and just like pounds it. You know, eating obscene amounts and drinking obscene amounts.
No one will correct him. Vernius, you go up to Gorman, and he recognizes you, seen you. Ah, old boy, Vernius. And he walks over to you, he's got a smile on his face. Good to see you, old chap. He extends a hand to you.
Vernius takes the hand and looks him in the eyes. He's a good deal shorter than Gorman and looks him up. It's good to see you, Lord Holverson. Unfortunately, under such circumstances. I know that you and my brother were thick as thieves. You made trillions together. Perhaps over some, what's it called, Alsec or whatever they drink?
Yeah.
Perhaps over a drink later we can share some of those stories. How have you been?
Oh, my good fellow, I've been doing quite well. And he looks around. He kind of leans in. I don't mean to be crass with you, old chap, but how are you holding up? I heard that there was some bad happenings with your fortunes after what happened. You doing all right?
This can be expected. You know my brother. He was a man of impulses. A brave warrior, nonetheless. He liked his whoring, I'm sure, but he's not the type of man to be involved in heresy. You know that, and I know that, and yet that's what was presented before many councils. The Kaedren family name run through the mud. But now, Lord Holverson, an heir apparent has appeared. He kind of casts his gaze over the milling crowd to where Cassian and Harkoon kind of walk through. They're easy to see because they just look for the tray that's like above everybody, and Harkoon just feeding his face. There.
All the Ogren, yeah.
Captain Cassian Blackgrave. Did you not know? Vex's only son.
I've
And
heard
he
about it, old
gauges,
chap.
yeah, he gauges Gorman's.
Oh, I heard about it,
reaction
old
to
chap. I didn't. Of course, I never met the lad, but Vecus had said he had a boy over in Footfall, and Vecus was a tall tale sort of fellow, you know. Fun man to be around, but a notorious prankster and a bit of a bastard. But he did a good turn by me, you know. He helped elevate my trading. He provided us with void ships, got us out of our interstellar, old boy, and, well, he did a good turn for me. And if that's his lad, I plan on voting for him anyhow. I don't want this damned warrant. I like where I'm at. I think that this whole inheritance business, if it is Vecus' doing, seems a bit out of character for him, but if it is his doing, well, I think he invited me here as a bit of a joke. He knew I was happy with doing what I did.
Things are not always as they seem, Gorman. We both know that. I've got the scars to show it now. Things move behind the scenes, treachery, knives, and backs. You and me, I think we feel more at home among the stars or down in the bowels of one of their ships. How I miss that fickle witch. I hope they return there soon. But your support, yes, it is much appreciated. I plan to lend my counsel to Cassius Blackgrave, as meager though it may be, as I did my brother. I see no reason that you and I may work together in the future and make trillions upon trillions.
Oh,
Now, wouldn't
old
that
chap.
be handy, woman?
Oh, of course, old chap. And you undersell yourself, my good man. We both know your brother, Emperor protect his soul, was not the brains behind this operation. You and that crew helped carry him through the stars and let him get on with his business. He was good at a few things, true, and he was a good man to me. I won't speak ill of him any more than I already have, but he was not very good at handling his money. He was not very good at all, old chap. And he looks at you and I say, you've got some Scarring will have some burn marks on you. You want to fight?
You could say that. Again, to be discussed later over wine. Particularly good wine, knowing this place. He kind of looks, his back aches, his legs ache. But now I'm going to find myself a soft couch and sit down. We'll catch up later,
boy.
Gorman.
Of course, old boy. And you take care of yourself, all right? Whatever they damn well say, we both know it's wrong. And you've got my support. And if you support Blackgrave, well, chap, I've got your back too.
It's much appreciated. The Emperor protects, Gorman.
The Emperor protects, Verius. He nods to you.
And I have a micro bead. Does everyone else have one of those? Is that like common for everyone in their gear?
I don't necessarily think so, but we probably, I mean, maybe for the crew of this ship.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I got
Well,
one.
I mean, we all,
there is an equipment section. I just looked at
but we all just met. I doubt we're all linked up that way anyhow right now.
No, I don't think you went on the same Voxnet.
Yeah.
Okay. So Saurian's making his way back through the crowd, just kind of ignoring people and ignoring their looks, sidestepping them until he finally gets back to Cassian. Cassian.
Yes.
Now, I know sometimes my presence might draw some stares, might draw some looks. That is common, it's normal, anywhere I go. But I did notice as I was making my way through, listening to these conversations, that the man you spoke to, our guest, what's his name, Dameron,
Yes.
his guards, they look longer than others. They appear concerned about our presence. They whisper amongst themselves as we walk by, looking surprised and shocked that we are even here. If I had to guess, I don't think they were expecting us.
So it may have been Dameron himself.
I can't say for sure. All I can say is his men. They look surprised to see us here, as if they didn't think we were going to make it.
Thank you very much, Dorian.
And Saurian just gives a fluid nod of his head and continues walking through the crowd.
He ponders this for a second. You can see his demeanor changes from smiling and nodding to people to like a more grim stare, looking over towards Dameron after he says that to see if Dameron looks at him at all, or just kind of staring at him angrily.
You see a rough-looking fellow comes up to him. This is not the same man before you ask.
It's him, get him.
He comes up and he like whispers something to Dameron, and Dameron doesn't even like break like face or anything like that. The guy like whispers something, and Dameron just lightly shakes his head, smiles at him, and sends him away.
And then Cassian starts to smile again and goes back to perusing the area, going over to meet some of the others.
Who are you approaching here?
I think he's interested in meeting Mr. Amhard.
Yes, you approach Terrace Amhard, and he looks you up and down. There was a murmur through the crowd that you are Cassian Blackgrave, son of Vecus Kaedren. Is that correct?
Indeed, it is I. And you are?
He switches hands with his wine glass, his anisette glass. He reaches out. Terrace Amhard, official surveyor of the Adeptus Administratum.
Ah, well met then.
I am familiar with you, Mr. Blackgrave.
Are you?
Yes, and I think you might suspect how I know you.
Well, I am well known in certain parts.
You are well known by the Administratum. You are also well known by the Arbites. Oh, Blackgrave. What a strange place to meet someone who has ever been my adversary without ever seeing you. Strange we find ourselves here.
Yes, it is. Where others see risk, I see fortune.
Well, I am bound by tradition here, and as much as I would like to contact the Arbites and see you clasped in irons, I suppose if things go a certain way, you will be the Lord Captain of House Kaedren.
The line does deserve a master who understands that power is not given, it is taken.
A fine sentiment for a criminal.
A criminal. Maybe once.
I have the measure of you. I know you are a capable man, and I suppose in some aspects you would have earned this title if you are given it. But I will be watching you, Cassian Blackgrave. You have many debts that must be paid, and we always collect our debts.
Of course, sir. I would have it no other way.
But today we drink. He takes a sip of wine. You actually see the man standing next to him is looking over your shoulder, Cassian. If you follow his eyes, he is staring down Vernius intently.
Yeah, he'll follow his gaze over to Vernius. And
Is Vernius aware of that, or is he just hanging out on the couch rubbing his leg?
That's up to you. If you're looking around, you might see it. It's pretty apparent.
Yeah. You know, he's kind of skimming over the crowd, and then, you know how it is, you kind of like come back to the eyes that were staring directly at you. Do I recognize this guy?
You do. This is Willigard Prowl. You are familiar with... they were the former purser on board the ship who was killed. This is like an accountant, one of the staff under the high factotum. It was his niece, and she had perished in the boarding. And you have heard whispers that he holds you responsible for the failures.
Okay. Yeah, Vernius kind of locks eyes with him, and I think he will slowly kind of groan and stand up and clack, clack, clack across the marble as he approaches Willigard.
Yeah, and he stiffens up as you approach, and you see a scowl on his face. Terrace takes note of it at this point as well, but he doesn't seem bothered.
Does my presence bring up bad memories of Willigard?
Would that I could remove your presence from these halls.
I feel the same many days, Willigard. I've made mistakes in the past, but I aim to make right again. Your
Spare
daughter's
me.
perishing was unfortunate.
Spare me your empty promises and self-pity, Veneus. There will be satisfaction one day. I will take it. And you will wish you had died.
Harsh words. Knowing you, Willigard, those words will not become more mild in time. Your niece or your daughter, whoever it was. May she rest in peace.
Now he's really
He-
pissed.
You see his neck muscles tighten up, and Terrace gives him a look. Willigard, if I must be at peace, then so must you. I must excuse myself. And he steps away. You see he's holding a grip on a monosword that would crush like a coconut. Like he's furious. It's taking everything he has not to try to strike Verneus down right now. He steps away to go get wine, more amasec.
Vernius kind of looks to his right where Cassian stands.
An old
My
friend,
apologies.
Vernius.
You could say that, he says. My past follows me like a long coattail, not all of it glistening or clean. That man holds me responsible for the death of his daughter or niece, I don't know which one.
Some dead bitch.
Fucked up.
Oh, man. He says, it seems we have many, many enemies here.
Yes. But not all of them were enemies. He was once a companion, a brave soldier. He loves the Emperor more than anyone here, besides myself, of course. Perhaps the truth of the matter will come out one day, but Cassian, I am not to blame for that woman's death, nor my brother's. We'll talk about this later, where no eyes can see and no ears can hear. But I have good news.
Oh,
He kind of looks over to Gorman. Over yonder, Gorman Halverson. He's an old friend of my brother's. He's a simple man, brave, and I sense no deception in him. He says he plans to support you in your bid for the warrant. I find that reassuring.
excellent. He takes note of him, tries to remember Gorman's face, and nods as he looks him up and down. He says, sure, I'll need the support.
I don't know from where else it will come.
So you got plenty of food in your belly.
He passes like a cold cut over to him on some sort of weird cracker, but he's doing it with his hands, obviously. And you kind of look up on his gauntlets, and they're covered by dry blood and brains from where he crushed that guy's skull. And he just passes you over the piece of meat. You're not sure if it's on his hands, but it's not now.
He'll take it. He takes it carefully. Thank you, Harkin.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And he tries just a little bit of it, like the side of it, like trying to make sure there's no blood all over it.
There's blood or brain on this. It doesn't taste like it. Right?
Yeah, Vernius kind of looks at Cassian eating and says, Eat it all, Cassian. It's anointed with the blood of our enemies. It can only bring you power.
He says, Saurian, Saurian told me that he is suspicious of Damarin's guards. He thinks that they might have been involved, might have been Damarin himself, seeking our deaths. Finishes
Shall I
the
go
cracker.
smash him?
No, brother. This is a place of peace. Until it's not.
Eh.
Vernius kind of looks towards where Damarin sits on his throne, and then looks where the officials from the Ministratum have disappeared through the crowd, and he says, "I think Saurian may have the long and short of it. These administrative types, you see, they voice their displeasure in the open. They tell you how it is to their face. They like a head-on fight. But this Vicarian, he keeps his cards close. Let's talk more to Saurian, see what he thinks. Perhaps there will be smashing and burning yet, Harkin."
What is Saurian doing?
Saurian, who is this group here? Is it just some random group, or basically Saurian starts to look to see, the group of guards, the couple of guards that were eyeing them and whispering to each other, and trying to make his way toward. Is that who these are, or are these different people?
So these are actually, you recognize these people actually came with Vernius. These are people from the Fickle Witch. Some of the first officers and like the leadership of the Fickle Witch that survived. I don't know that Vernius would have introduced you or not, but
Yeah,
you recognize that they came with them. They're all kind of keeping to themselves.
Okay. So I'm basically maneuvering through the crowd here, and I am trying to approach any of the guards that kind of break off, or catch them either together or by themselves.
So based on your last awareness success, there is something you have noticed, particularly with that big muscle head that talked to Damarin. He walked around with another one of the guards that was present, and they went into a back hall and talked to you. The door was open. It's a hallway back here. The door was open, and you saw them having an animated discussion with another two guards that were standing in front of a closed door. After that discussion, the musclehead pointed at both of them and like made a sign of like slitting his throat. And he just was like very adamant about this discussion, and then he just stormed off.
Yeah. Upon seeing that, that's exactly who he was looking for. Were any of those guards or anyone that he thought was suspicious of their presence here, and he makes his way to that door to see if they're still standing in that doorway or that hall area.
Those two guys look to be standing guard. They're kind of just standing there. One of them is kind of just like, he doesn't seem to be particularly enthusiastic about his duty. The other one is very vigilant, staring straight ahead, looking around every now and then.
So Saurian walks up to them, and he has both hands on his staff, and he looks up and cranes and stretches his neck a little bit, which causes the scarf on his head to pull up just slightly, just enough to reveal the very bottom sliver of a black eye at the center of his forehead. Not enough to reveal the eye, but just to make it known. And he looks the guards right in the eye, both of them, back and forth, with the black orbs in his face and his pale skin. "You appear to be surprised at our presence. Are you concerned about Lord Blackgrave's presence here? The possibility of him taking control of that warrant?" And he just confronts them directly.
The one who was not really enthusiastic about the duty is suddenly very aware of his surroundings. The other one who had been vigilant before, go ahead and bring them out. They have some helmets on. They look at you. The one looks over. We're just taking account of new arrivals. You are the Lord Navigator, correct?
Good, so you do know who I am. And you do know what I am. Now answer truthfully. Are you surprised to see us here? Or did you expect us to die on a hill?
We did not expect Lord Blackbeard to arrive because we were told that he was criminal and unreliable. Not by our lordship, to be clear, but by our guard captain.
And where did your guard captain run off to?
Unfortunately, Lord Navigator, we are not permitted to give you that information.
And he looks, down at both of them. Are you going to let me pass through?
This is a restricted area, my lord. If you are looking for the privy, it is further down that way and to the right.
And he looks around. You said you do know who I am and what navigator nobility.
There's a sense of tension as they're both standing there. What are your intentions, Lord Navigator?
I am simply trying to find answers. That's all as I am trying to do. Now you should let me pass. I will ask again.
Lord Navigator, I believe it is in your best interest to enjoy the festivities. You are not permitted back here, unless I receive something directly from my captain or my lord. With all due respect, sir, this is a restricted area. I must kindly ask you to return to the party.
And Sorian looks at both of them in the eye, and he gives a weird smile to them, showing his teeth. Very well, thank you, gentlemen. I will remember you both. And he turns and walks away.
Yeah, you guys see Sorian coming back.
Yeah, we probably kind of meet in the middle of the party somewhere and kind of reconvene as we were both looking for each other.
Where did Terrace go? He's still here?
You can make an awareness check. You don't see him right off. He seems like he was kind of fun. You were talking to Verneus and he was there, and then one moment he was gone. He just kind of walked off without saying anything.
I was trying to remember. I know that guy, don't I? Or just by name? Was it just by name?
No. This is You've never heard of this man before, but he knows you. And
Okay.
without having to roll anything, you imagine it's because of some things that you have stolen.
Yeah.
You do not see where he is. You don't see him or his guard, Willigard.
Yeah. That dude. And his name was Terrace Ahmad?
Harris Amhard.
Oof.
That one.
Yeah, you don't see him.
Yeah. When Sorian comes back up, did you find anything out, Sorian?
Yes. His gods still remain animated and suspicious of our presence. They're blocking the back halls and not allowing us through. There was another one with them. He became angry and disappeared. I could not question him, but they are adamant that we cannot speak to him. Something is not right. They do not want us here.
Why don't you make a story, and why don't you go ahead and make a what's this? Awareness for me. Awareness plus 20. You're
Nice.
thinking about the interaction that you had in the hall, and you're recognizing that, like, that's a hall of various rooms, a lot of them pleasure rooms, things like that. None of the other ones are guarded. None of them. Only that room was guarded.
So Sorian mentions that as he's telling them about the peculiar reactions that he was getting from the guards. And as he's saying that, he's looking around, and now that I think of it, all of the other doors to all of the other rooms are unguarded. Except for that one, which happens to be guarded by the ones who are acting suspicious towards us. There is something or someone in there past that door that knows why we were attacked. I believe it.
What is Damarin's Vicarian's title?
Lord of Brasecca.
Yeah, this is like his palace and stuff, right?
This is his
Yeah.
place. This is his planet. Yeah, he owns this fucking place.
Mhm.
Okay.
We could go back there, smashing and burning.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that, but like, just doing that unwarranted
Yeah, in the middle
in
of
the
the party.
in Lord's Palace.
Mm.
Maybe we should go talk to Damarin. Let him know. That our assassins are here. Unless, of course, he's in on this with them.
And
Either way, it would give us information.
I don't see how he could not be in on it. It is his men. I don't know that his men would act without his order.
Some servants begin to go around and gather people together. The vote is about to commence, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please. We're about to begin the vote. And they're trying to, like, get people together for what you presume to be the confirmation. And Damarin himself stands. We are about to begin the voting process for inheritance of the Warrant of Trade of Vecca's Kaedren. Please let us become orderly as we can be. What good business can be conducted without drinking a bit of Amasek? Am I right? And he smiles, and there's a gout of there's a wave of light laughter that goes throughout the crowd.
Harkin laughs as well. He thinks it's a great joke.
Come now, and everyone's kind of being they're being pushed towards seats in essence, and to gather.
Yeah, I think
Sorian
he'll.
makes his way right here and, not making eye contact with anyone, keeping his head down. He makes his way towards the center here as they're being called.
I think, yeah, Cassian, and we'll start to head over and just say, watch your backs.
So, everyone is brought together. And Dameron has a speaker address everyone. This is a servant, a portly fellow. This is a simplistic measure. It is a simple vote of yea or nay in support of the inheritors. It is by the request of the deceased that business be conducted this way by his last will and testament, as was outlined and delivered by Confessor Wyman. Unfortunately, he could not join us today. We believe that his voidship was delayed. He looks down, he's reading from something.
Does that name Confessor Wyman mean anything?
Yes, he was a confessor who was in part service to your brother, occasionally getting called away on missions from the Ministorum. He was called away on a mission not long ago. He was able to avoid the ambush, but he had rejoined you, to your understanding. You're not really sure if he had some business come up and was not able to join you here. You had assumed he was part of the retinue, but apparently he's not here.
He's probably crushed underneath that pillar out there.
Actually, Verneas, make an awareness test. Plus 30.
There we go.
You know that Wyman was with your retinue. It strikes you. You know Wyman was here. You are certain you saw him. You remember his face, that old bastard. He's not here. He's not present. Something's wrong.
Who said that he got delayed, Dameron?
The speaker for Dameron just announced it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Vernius will kind of lean in towards, Cassium and Saurian and Harkonnen and say, "That much is a lie. I know it. I know it down in my bones. That old bastard. He arrived with the retinue and the rest of the men here. His void ship being delayed. A farce. And false."
He's been assassinated.
And when Vernius says that, the Saurian is shaking his head, and he pulls his data pad back out, and he's looking at the letter that he was sent. And he leans over and shows Cassian. He shows Cassian, said, Look here. This was signed by Vecus himself. Signed by him. Saying that there was going to be a handover of the ship. It did not mention anything about a vote. It said nothing. Signed by him. Yet now we are to stand here, and that they're going to vote on it, and they are telling us others are missing that should not be missing. There was an assassination attempt on us. It is all foul.
Saurian, make an awareness test with plus 30. You remember someone who brought you this letter. One of them was an armsman, but the other one you can't remember. You think they were from some official body, but it's not striking you. You know it was part of the intention of the threat, but it's not. You're not able to place who they represented, where they're from, who they are, who they were. It's clawing at you.
I can't recall. But this was official. It was sent. It didn't just show up randomly. It was passed to me, given. By order. I was told to be here to take over the navigator role, but I was also told the ship was going to be passed down, not voted on. And again, he points to the signature for Vecus Kaedren. Do with that as you will.
Passed down to who, though? Did it say my name? And he's like looking at it.
It does not say your name. It simply says it will be given to it was for the heir. There is no mention of this event.
And these others are heirs as well?
According to the letter you were sent, there are 4 inheritors. But for Saurian, there is no mention of multiple inheritors. There is a mention of 1 heir.
I know I don't know you very well, but you're the only heir that I know of. And this signed letter says there is 1 heir, and this ship passes down to him.
I agree. It would be out of character for both Vecus and that confessor to serve such a letter. It very well could be that it was altered or fake altogether.
Blackgrave will, Oh, go ahead.
The question is, do we wait for the vote? Or do you stand forth, Cassian Blackgrave, and claim what is rightfully yours? Only you can make that decision.
What was the name of the man that was supposed to be here?
The confessor?
Yeah, who hasn't arrived?
Confessor Wyman Gillum.
I think Blackgrave will shout out over everybody at that moment and be like, "It's unfortunate that Gilman is not here today. Why is that?"
And the man who was speaking stops it because he was in the middle of going through a diatribe of, and so at this percentage of votes, and then you yell that out, and he looks at Dameron, and Dameron furrows his brow, and he's seated still. He looks at you.
And he doesn't really wait for another, an answer or anything. He just kind of used it to get everyone's attention, and he says, "And why were we attacked on the causeway up here? Why were assassins sent after us? And why does this letter say nothing about any vote?" And he looks over to Saurian.
And Saurian bows his head when he looks over at him. That's a very good question, Captain. Very good question indeed. One that deserves an answer. I agree. Very good question, Captain.
Dameron, he looks to Saurian, and there's a moment of anger you see in his eyes, Saurian, but he recollects himself and looks to Cassian and Saurian. As was discussed, Confessor Wyman simply is not here. I was told it was a void ship issue. I had assumed he had arrived with the Lord Seneschal Verneus, but unfortunately, and he kind of looks at the ground, well, without meaning disrespect, Lord Seneschal, your competency has been called into question as of late, and so I must wonder if you did not misplace the Confessor at this point. That being as it is, and he quickly tries to pivot, this attack on you, I was not aware of such a thing. You had mentioned a disturbance on the causeway. That I am aware of. I believe my people have been empowered to resolve the matter, but an attack, you say? Assassins? You need only bring forth what evidence you have of this event and the men involved, and I will see them punished.
He looks at
go ahead.
He looks at Harkin's armor and wipes some of the blood off, and he says, "Much of these assassins have been disintegrated. So, I will say there is not much evidence left of these murderers. But their armor looked very familiar. And he looks around. Is there anybody else wearing that same armor or that same gear?
Some of the voidsmen, or some of the armsmen that are here, are wearing it. Yeah, it is carapace.
He doesn't point them out, but he looks over at them. Just to kind of give Damarin, an idea of where he's looking. And he says, and there are dead bodies outside your palace, Lord. He says, I am sure you might find him among their remains.
You think that the Confessor has met an untimely end from this disturbance, perhaps?
He was here earlier.
Was he? Who has told you this?
He calls my honesty into question, Lord Blackgrave. But who was it who has stand back to back with you as we were ambushed by those cowards? You can trust me, Blackgrave. The Confessor was among the retinue when we arrived. I saw him with mine own eyes, as scarred they are. Demon here is filled with treachery. He's not to be believed.
As Vernius is saying that, after he says that, immediately, before giving Damarin a chance to say anything, Saurian holds up the signed letter. And here, I have a signed letter. Signed by Vecus himself, saying that his heir would inherit the ship, the warrant. And yet you tell us today there's a vote. I don't agree. And he's holding it up in the air. Look all of you with your eyes. Signed by Vecus himself.
Yeah, Damarin looks around the room, and he looks to Vernius, and you see him kind of move his jaw in a way that he is frustrated, but he comes back to the center and he looks So I face two accusations here, and I must consider the sources. On the one hand, we have a disgraced seneschal who could not protect his own brother, and on the other hand, a navigator of a disgraced house who was scraped from the barrel to fulfill a mission by a dying man. These are the accusations I face. On the one hand, Vernius is unreliable, and on the other hand, you, gentle Lord Saurian Tenebrous, you perhaps received a letter that Lord Vecus did not write in totality. I am following the missive that I was provided. And here I am, a gracious host, being accused of such things. And there's a lot of murmuring around the hall. You can't really tell who people are favoring right now. What answer? So Vernius and Saurian can respond, and then we're gonna have a roll to see how this one plays out for convincing the crowd. So if Vernius or Saurian have anything to say in response to what Damarin said.
Yeah, I guess he will. He'll kind of step forward and like jab his cane down to the marble, and he is now gripping that thing in a grasp that would crack a coconut. He says, "The Kaedren name has long been associated with honesty, glory, fair trading. We've done business with upright men like Gorm and Halverson over there and others. Indeed, my lapse in judgment did result in a catastrophe, but I have paid my penance, as is evidence from the wounds on my back." And he kind of rips down his back, and everybody can see all these scars here. Do not think I have done an about-face, because I have. Ask anyone here, especially those in the administratum. Though I have sometimes fallen short, I have always been honest. I have always been upright. And it is you who wears several skins.
And then when he finishes his sentence, Saurian clanks his steel staff down on the stone pavement here. And I myself, I was approached by the Imperium officials who told me to take this position, who gave me this signed letter. Are you calling officials from the Imperium liars? Would you dare state such heresy? And he emphasizes heresy for everyone to pick it up in the crowd. Would you dare call them liars as I stand here with a signed signature given to me by Imperium officials?
When you say heresy, some people cover their ears. Cassian, what have you to say to Dameron? He's starting to look a bit nervous.
He steps forward and says, he looks around at everybody and says, there are rumors that I was once a criminal. He looks over, if he can see Terrace over there.
Yeah, he'll see him.
Yeah,
he's been brought forth now.
Gives him a nod, and then says, I did deal in the shadows where law dare not tread. I fought tooth and claw against men and monsters alike, and I lived. Do you think the Expanse cares for pedigrees and pure bloodlines? The Void rewards survivors. And I, more than any lordling or soft-handed noble, know what it takes to survive. The warrant is not meant for the pious, nor the timid. It belongs to those who seize it, who would burn worlds if it meant lighting their path to glory. So why not give the warrant to one who has already proven he can thrive? So cast your votes, if you must. And he just nods to the Lord, like in a half bow,
Cassian Blackgrave, make a charm roll. Give yourself a plus 30 from the arguments made by Vernius, Saurian, and the appearance of Harkin.
It's impressive digestion of meat.
This might be a time to use a fate point.
Fate. You can certainly consider fate.
What does the fate do?
Fate. Take a look for you. Where is it?
I was just looking at it earlier.
God damn it, where's fate? Show me the fate.
And that recharges
Yes.
each game? Yeah. Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Using fate points. Where is it?
You can re-roll a failed test or give a plus 10 bonus.
Mm-hmm. So it's your call. You get a plus 30. You might consider the reroll.
Yeah, let's do the reroll. If I need it.
Oh!
Oh, wow.
There were murmurs of dissent, and then there was an outcry. Gorman Hoverson stood. I say, I'll back Blackgrave. He seems like a good old chap. Reminds me much of my old friend. I think he would approve. I think he wanted the lad to inherit. Here, here. And you see a bunch of people on his side, armsmen, other tradesmen stand up. Even Amhard raises a glass to Blackgrave, recognizing. You see many people are starting. The room turns against Dameron very clearly. And when it seems like he's just about to speak, from the back hallway, you see a man come marching out. His head's cut. He's got a big scar on his head, and blood on his robes. Lies and heresy abound. And he's got a book on this big staff, and a letter in another hand. This foul cretin, he lies. He lies. A fabrication in his hands. That letter of inheritors. He is a liar. Blackgrave is the heir. There are no inheritors. It is the will here that I ordained, as ordained by the Emperor's light. Holds it up for everyone to see. And Dameron is the calm demeanor is broken, and he starts looking at panic. Everyone seems to be turning against him in his own palace.
Storian immediately leans over and whispers towards Cassian, "Have your man grab Dameron before he runs."
I suggest the same. And he has that brook no foolery right again, so he has to kind of jam it in. Oh, it appears that things have changed, Dameron. A sugared tongue will only get you so far. Sometimes you'll find that the arms of an ogre, or what do they call it? Ogren, will get you even farther. I agree with Sorian. You should take him, Harkon, pretty head.
Oh, what you say, boss?
Ted's muted.
Oh, hold on.
Is he still here?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. He says,
Oh, righto. What do you say, boss? Should I?
Cassian will step forward and pull his sword and point at Dameron and say, "You're under arrest, sir."
Did you say flame him?
and then
He looks back.
Fuck. Yeah, Dameron stands and looks as if he's about to say something, and a rush of flames engulfs.
Oh my god. What the fuck? What the
Oh, he's crispy now, boss. Just like you said.
Cassian's eyes widen with horror, but then he tries to stand on that, still holding his sword, pointing at him,
The
like,
old
holy
man,
shit.
Priest, he drops to his knees. He drops the book and the will. Blessed Prometheum has purged this heretic, and he closes his eyes and holds his fists up to the light that's shining through the ceiling. Under the Emperor's light, praise be. He stands quickly. You, my boy, you are the Lord Captain. You are Vecus' son. You.
He's totally shocked at what just transpired, and he looks around and he looks around at everybody's faces. What are their reactions like, the people?
Initial disgust at the burning, approval. This room, in a matter of minutes, turned against the man who hosted them. And this is no surprise to you, Cassian. This is the nature of the world. This is the nature of the universe when it comes to these people. They'll turn on you in a moment. And they did. Now they're cheering for you. Black grave, black grave. You hear it, you see it. All in the span of a moment.
He holds up the sword. Takes the cheer in. And then looks over to Harkin and nods with a smile.
It's black grave, black grave, black grave. My boss, my best mate.
As the scene comes to a close, we look out, and in the distance of the planet far beyond, that eyes cannot see, we see the fickle witch waiting for the captain and crew that will take her to places beyond and into the Koronus expanse. And that will be our season 1.
Yeah, let's go get that profit factor.
Saurian
Yeah.
has